HD-2 and streaming live at ArizonaSports.com. The guys are powered by the law offices of Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And now on your ESPN station in Phoenix, ESPN 620, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
All right, out here at Twin Peaks, Camelback, thanks to our friends at Michelob Ultra and Bud Light, as Phoenix Sports is giving us everything right now. The Suns are in the play-in. They lock up the number 7 seed with the win over Dallas, but nobody feels good about it. Devin Booker had to go for 37. They nearly coughed up a 24-0 run, and now they're limping into the postseason, beat up, shorthanded, and hoping this thing doesn't fall apart at the worst possible time. Meanwhile, the Cards are officially in draft mode, number 3 overall pick. It's one of the bigger stories in the state right now. Quarterback, pass rusher, total curveball, we'll see. As Arizona is bringing in some prospects, mock drafts are all over the place, and Coach Mike LaFleur starting to put a stamp on this thing in the direction of this franchise. Could all change in a couple weeks. For the D-backs, they're going to try to win a series tonight in New York. Corbett Carroll is putting on a show. 3 extra base hits in his 500th career game. Brian Nelson dealing, and Arizona looks like a team that can punch anybody out when the bats wake up. We know what they got on their offense. And then the Suns' bigger question is Rasheer Fleming a real building block or just another nice young piece on this team with no clear long-term map? We'll dive into that. We're at Twin Peaks Camelback, as we mentioned. We'll get into the Masters. We'll talk to Steve Jones. We'll have Rick Horrow. We'll stop by as well, the sports professor. And we have Mike Adras and Howard Balzer on our list today. But let's get to it. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B here on ESPN Radio Phoenix. We're on 98.7 FM HD-2. We're on the Arizona Sports app, and we are on YouTube. But as we look at tonight, Eduardo Rodriguez takes the mound, who's been pitching lights out, takes the mound for the D-backs, and this is a 1-1 rubber match deal, and we hope that they get started at 4:10 today. And that's what we're keeping our eyes on, not to mention if you're a golfer, you're looking at some big scores. If they keep this up, you know, the last 4 years, I think the average give and take a stroke was the winner won by 12 or 11 strokes. Right now, the leader in the clubhouse is -5 with McElroy and Burns at -5. You can only imagine if that can continue with these conditions, that if we see a -20 on Sunday, which would be unheard of, but possible with conditions like this.
What, 63, 65 degrees.
Beautiful there.
Light winds, 5 to 10 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Not really much one way or the other. And to your point, that would, if this conditions hold, a -20 would be phenomenal. I would love to see something like that.
I think Scheffler's going to fire a -7 today.
Well, he's at -3 right now through 8, so that possibility does exist.
Do you root for a back-to-back like a Roy McIlroy? You root for a guy to win back-to-back in the Masters?
I don't do that. I watch to see. I'd love to see Gary Woodland have success.
Sure. -3 through 8.
He is, and just because of his story, and he won last week, and everything that has happened to him, and how he has been able to handle that. And we just saw another incredible
Oh my
shot.
gosh, George Speed.
Yeah, and so look, I mean, to me, that's a story that I will follow with Gary Woodland. I don't think I'm enamored with back-to-back. I don't know if that really
I think
means that.
The reason why I think it's fun, it's so hard to win back-to-back at the Masters.
Yes, it is.
And
Anywhere.
it's a phenomenal feat. But I mean, you just talked about George Speed. Here's a guy that you would hope, can he get his game back on track for the majors? Now, he's playing a lot better golf this year, and he talked about getting for these major situations. He was, almost 10 years ago, guys, that he was on fire.
Yep.
He was the toast of the town. He was a guy that was in just about every golf tournament, not even majors.
The new Tiger.
He was all that. But I kind of pull for guys that were there. They're trying to restructure their game and maybe come back. But I would have no problem seeing Rory at least compete for a back-to-back title, because it's just so hard to do back-to-back titles in any sport, let alone golf.
Some things you will hear if you are new to golf, which many of you are. There's some people that are just picking it up or taking it serious now, but it's just so damn expensive here in Arizona to play. They're not fans, they're patrons. We all know that. The rough is called the second cut at the Masters. So when you hear the broadcasters, this is the week that they have to do it this way. You know, it's not a sand trap, it's a bunker. Back nine, no, it's the second nine. When you look at the driving range, they don't call it a driving range. We all do. They call it a practice area. Twosome, foursome, threesome, we know what that all means. A twosome is a pairing at the Masters. And fourth round is the final round. So those are some of the things that you got to keep an eye out on if you're not familiar with the second cut, which is the round.
Yeah, that's interesting. You know, and if you're anybody, former player, don't bring your phone out to the Masters because you will get removed from the golf tournament. That was hilarious to see. Mark Camelback,
Yes.
Scott uses his phone. That was great. And they removed him from the tournament. Now, can he come back tomorrow? I imagine he probably can.
Yeah.
If he wants to. So we're going to catch up with Tom Lehman tomorrow. He will be at the Masters. I don't think he's going to be on the ground. We're going to catch up with him. It'll be 4:30 their time, so he will probably have come and gone from the golf
There are
course.
phones that you can use on the grounds. So they do have these areas where the restrooms are. They do have phones that you can use. So, but it is true. You can't wear a hat backwards. You cannot use your phone, of course, as you just said. You can't run either. You know, when people get in there and they want to get to a certain hole, you want to get to Eamon's Corner, whatever those 3 holes, you can't run to go get your spot. And then what's also that's really cool is the chairs. You see the green chairs. I have 3 of them because I've been to 3 Masters. And what's great about them is you put your business card on it. And what a lot of people do, and one year when I went, we paid kids to get out there early when they opened the doors to put us on 18. And we got them out there at like 6 o'clock a.m. and they opened the gates at 8. But what happened was they did the best they could. We still were 3 deep.
Wow.
Really? Because some people, I mean, there's the regulars, there's the members' families and friends and all that get a little bit early access. So they're able to get those chairs in. And what a big difference it is because everyone stands for the most part. But if you're just chilling, you're waiting, those chairs are everything. So what's great about it is nobody moves them. And if somebody from the Masters would see you moving a chair and like moving one up and putting yours, you'll get kicked out.
And you swear the birds are piped in. The bird noise is piped in. Huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Gary McCord will vouch for that too.
How
many times have you been there, Jimmy?
I've covered it.
How many times have you been there?
3 times. I'm just trying to think. Covered it 3 times. Went another time as a fan.
So you're there 4 times.
4 times.
Okay, all right.
I wanted to double.
So you didn't notice the birds chirping either, huh? While you're there?
I didn't even think about that until you guys brought it up. Yeah.
So Roc was our guy
on the
about that. He was our reporter on the spot, though, and he was going to go there.
Yeah.
And we said, well, you got to check out the bird chirping because you hear when you watch it, you hear the noise in the background. It's constant. I mean, it's throughout the entire golf course. So I'm like, are they placing these birds that are out there?
I mean, there are some birds.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong,
yeah.
But they're not quite as distinctive as you hear on the CBS broadcast.
The strategic sound of the birds.
But everything is so detailed and it's so precise. What's interesting too is when you go into the bathrooms. I don't even think they call it bathrooms or restrooms. They probably have a different name. I can't remember. When you walk in there, typically there'll be a line and there'll be an attendant. And the attendant will actually tell you which stall or urinal to go to. And then after you're finished, he immediately, with Lysol or some type of deal, cleans it. Wow. Every single time.
There.
And no tipping allowed, none of that.
Yep,
and
none of that,
and then you leave.
Boy, protocol and button down.
Yeah.
You got to love that.
It really is.
I mean, I think it's cool, the decorum, the protocol.
It's a little over the top.
Yeah,
it's the Masters.
I mean, there are a lot of people out there that play golf with no collar. There are a lot of people that wear a hat backwards. And if they can't go after you just spend a couple $1,000s for a ticket, you can't wear your hat backwards. That's a little bit of a stretch.
Remember when the crew necks were in style?
Tiger was the first to do that.
Now,
just threw one out yesterday.
Did you really? Those were cool. Did he wear his?
Yes.
In the match? He did wear the crew
wore
neck.
it all the time.
I don't know if he did or not. I thought you had to have a collar.
So did I. That's what you said.
I don't know if that's the case. I don't, Jimmy. We have to double check. We'll put somebody on that. But I think like Roy didn't shave, and I'm surprised that they didn't tell him he needed to shave as he's being interviewed.
Fleetwood's got the beard. I mean,
a
lot of guys have got that little beard or whatever, but
Scruffy.
clean shaven or full beard. Yeah, I think he's just kind of right now just got that.
He's
that,
trying to grow it out a little.
that 1 week look, if you will.
Yeah.
Coming out.
But truly, it is, I think, the number one sporting event to attend.
There's nothing else like it.
I
can tell you that.
I would agree. And the team shop, what do they make? $7 million a day. It's
Was that all?
Oh, God, it's unbelievable.
It's All right, we'll get to our replay rewind next. Booker puts away Dallas, even the Mavs sitting their stars. The Suns couldn't close the door clean. Carroll goes off in game 500. Scotty Scheffler, Eagles, hole number 2 at Augusta, so we'll bring you some of that. It's our replay rewind coming up next as we're out here at Twin Peaks on Camelback. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here on ESPN Radio Phoenix.
When it comes to sushi, reputation matters, and Sushi Brokers Arcadia has built theirs on being the best sushi in Arizona. From traditional rolls to bold fusion creations, like our crowd favorite, Seafood Dynamite, and the must-try sushi pizza. We've got something for everyone. Our famous happy hour is every day from 3 to 6:30 with fresh favorites like the California roll, spicy tuna roll, and the surf and turf roll topped with seared steak. Sushi Brokers Arcadia, 44th Street in Indian School.
Bigger fields, bigger events, bigger experiences. Arizona Athletic Grounds. Arizona Athletic Grounds is a 275-acre sports and entertainment destination for athletes, fans, and families. Located in Mesa, AAG is one of the largest multi-sport complexes in the country, with over 475,000 square feet indoors and more than 150 fields and courts. From tournaments to training to cheer, dance, concerts, and corporate events, the grounds does it all. Learn more at azgrounds.com.
Another Arizona storm season's rolling through. Before the next big downpour hits, call State 48 Roofing for your free roof inspection. Whether it's cracked tiles, flat roofs, or old shingles, don't wait for leaks to show up. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer, trusted for over a decade in both residential and commercial roofing. Protect your home, protect your business with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509 today.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
Game on Peoria. When it's time to eat big, drink cold, and watch every play, make it Big's American Bar and Grill in the P83 district. Big's is serving up huge portions of your favorites. Burgers, wings, nachos, plus a full bar and TVs everywhere you look. And don't miss happy hour Monday through Thursday, 3 to 6:30 p.m. with $2 off well drinks and $2 off domestic drafts, plus daily specials all week long. Bring your friends, grab a seat on the patio, and settle in for the game. Big's American Bar and Grill, where Peoria comes to play, eat, and watch.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Getting rear-ended once is bad enough. Don't let the insurance company hit you again with a low-ball offer. Call an experienced attorney who knows how to fight and win. Call Lerner and Rowe today. 977-1900.
Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Now it's time for our replay rewind. The top sounds of the night and whatever Roc decides to add. Let's get to it in replay rewind with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620 and on FM at 98.7 HD-2.
All right, we got some highlights from last night's Devin Booker affair as 37 points went off. So we'll play some highlights from him. And this is when the Suns are trying to pull away, and he gets fed from Booyah, little finger roll, and draws the foul.
Ahead to Booker. Hesitates. Drives past Powell to the rim. He'll lay it in. Count that baby and the foul. Another chance at a three-point play for Devin Booker.
He then finds Brooks from deep. That's the dagger here. Suns a as they at this time they were, I don't know what time was left on the clock, 105.97 here.
Steps inside the arc and feeds Brooks for three. He got it. Dylan Brooks from downtown. He's made 4 out of 5 tonight. 26 on the night for Brooks.
And Devin was strong, and so was Devin. Dylan was also had a strong game too. And then here's Book after the game on what this stretch of the season means.
I'm just trying to get to it. I've been here before. I might have the most playoff experience on the team. I live for these moments. I'm looking forward to the play-in. This is what you train all summer for. This is what the situations I imagine myself in the summer. So, it's not time to shy away from it.
Nice to see both of them combine for 65 points.
Yep, that was good.
Nice to see Dylan the Villain get off the schneid, have a good night, with the 28 points and finally finding his game. And it seems like the last couple of games, even though they lost to Houston, they really isolated him to try to get him back into midseason form. So it looks like he's about there right now as they head into the last 2 games of the year.
That was a team in Dallas last night that you do need to beat. You cannot just lay down and let them find a way to win the game last night. Dallas, I give them credit. They refused to go away. I had no idea who the three-point shooter was. Did you know who he was, Manuch?
Palakadakis. I believe that at Yale.
Yeah,
pretty good.
Yeah, he shot the lights out.
Palakadakis.
Yeah.
I'm like, who is this kid?
Yeah.
It was really fun to see Devin Booker go up to him, find him,
After the game.
and really say, hey, great job, keep it up. And the admiration that this young kid had for Devin Booker, that was fun. But they've got some shooters on that team. And if you're not going to play defense and allow, like the Houston game, guys that get to the rack, fortunately you out-rebounded them, got some second-chance points. And you're right, Jim. They had to win that game.
They did.
I really feel that Devin Booker sensed that. That's why he took that to the nth degree, so he and Brooks closed it out late in the game.
I think the Suns are just out of gas. I mean, they continue to struggle to close games. Here's Coach Ott said, the Suns, they couldn't put it away. Even Dallas was sitting their starters. I mean, they still couldn't put it away. Here's what that looked like from the bench perspective.
Proud of our response. At some point you think the dam's going to break where we're just going to be able to open it up. And to their credit, they kept playing. They kept playing fast, and then shots just kept going in. And some of those nights that can easily be super frustrating when it doesn't go according to plan. It's that time of year where whatever you have scripted, it's probably not going to go as scripted. So it's that time of year just to take care of business. And tonight we did that.
I thought the pace was continuum.
Yeah.
Up and down the court. And that's the best I've seen Bagley the third look since he's been in the league.
I asked you this question. Look, the kid's from here. He was a number two pick. And I always thought that he was going to be a really good player, and it never has happened. But he looked really good last night.
It seems as though that they've given him the chance to go ahead and flourish in Dallas.
Yeah.
Now, they may not have a chance, but I really feel that he's really stepped up. He looked stronger to me, looked more determined, looks more confident.
Yep.
I mean, he's really played very, very well. But, again, their outside shooting was phenomenal. But, again, allowing these guys to get to the rack, Jimmy, like that Houston game, does anybody want to throw a forearm shiver? Rocky mentioned that they had a 24-0 run in that Houston game to come back and win that game. I said, this isn't another fourth-quarter fold versus Dallas, is it?
Let me just say this about that Houston game, because we weren't on because of baseball. Shagun, he just pushed Mark Williams around like he wasn't even there. And that's extremely problematic now that you're heading into the playoffs, because if you got your 7-foot center who's 250 at least getting pushed around as easily as Shagun did, they went to him in the fourth quarter, Shagun, over and over and over again, and he just bullied Mark Williams to the hoop every time.
All right, let's switch over to the D-backs as they needed some insurance. Carroll steps up with a base clearing triple in the top of the seventh, and then Arizona leads at this point 5-1.
Wind in the 1-0. On the ground towards first. That's a fair ball down the line. Carroll's going to get another extra base hit. The question is it 2 or 3? He burns around second. He is headed for third, and he is in there with a sliding one-out triple.
Who do you think would win in a 40-yard dash? Kyler Murray or Corbin Carroll?
Man.
Ooh, wow.
That's a race.
They still got their little legs.
Yeah.
They can fly.
I don't know.
That's
Murray.
a race.
I would love to see those guys race for charity or something. Right?
They're scampering for a 4-yard dash. I get to that kid goes around. He hits that second base, and he's just
Moved.
gone.
He is
He's a
gone.
motor. I mean, he is quick. He's hitting like 450 the last 4 or 5 games. Nice to see him on a heater. He is the third triple in 4 games.
He's on a heater.
Yeah, he's on a heater. He's hot. He's bringing it on a heater.
I look at the term heater. I take a little differently. All right, here he is. Here he is after the game on which was his 500th of his career, and how he stayed locked in at the plate.
Yeah, I think obviously a lot of hard work, but also the environment around me, both coaches and players. I think there's a lot of freedom in that, and I'm just really lucky to be on this team and have the players and coaches that I do. And yeah,
I think that Marte gets on, starts to get hot. The other guys get hot. They're picking each other up. They're winning these games.
Yeah.
Perdomo and Marte. Marte had a couple nice hits. But I will say this, maybe Ryan Nelson needs to pitch in 45-degree weather from here on out. That's the best I think he's looked in a long time.
He looked really good.
He looked good. The ball was down. He was throwing strikes over and over again.
He wasn't fishing like
he was
corners.
And I thought it was interesting that Josh Coleman commented about he's kind of backed off the fastball. He's not having to over deliver as far as the fastball. It seems like he's kind of geared down and pitched so much better. A lot of ground balls, a couple of nothing really threatening that entire game with the 5 2/3 that he went yesterday.
I'm sorry, though. Just watching these golfers, it's just
they amaze you.
They're just so good.
They're so good.
Let's skip over to Scotty Scheffler. He had eagle on hole number 2 to start the Masters. He was wasting no time, so I'll give a little love for Scotty Scheffler, who is currently -3 through 8.
Scotty Scheffler for eagle. Scotty Scheffler. Here we go. Scotty, Augusta. Right back to it. I think Remy's starting to understand Dad's pretty good at golf.
So he's currently tied for second. We got McElroy and Burns in first, and then we got a log jam at in second place, third place.
What do you guys think about Gary Player, Nicklaus, and Watson agreeing they should back off the golf ball? So because he said that they're turning this game into a drive, that the golf ball needs to go back the way it was. I thought that was interesting because you got technology, the guys are bigger, technology, and they were talking about the golf ball, reference to it, that it's literally exploding on the scene, and they all three agreed that it's taken golfing, the art of golfing, out of the game.
All right, I agree with that, but only for the Pro Tour. Don't take it away from dopes
The
like
amateurs.
us. Yeah, dopes like us, who we need all the help we can get.
Well,
so if you want to back off the golf ball a little bit on the Pro Tour, I don't have heartburn over that at all.
Yeah, another interesting story that came out today with Tom Watson. He had some sharp words right after the honorary starter tee shot, along with him, Gary, and Jack. He criticized the PGA Tour for allowing live golf players to return so easily, saying, that the tour reneged on what they promised when the players left for live. And he said, I thought the live players, when they left, they were supposed to be banned for life. If I was a commissioner, that's what I would have done. I'll say it. I'd say if you're finished with your contract with live and you want to play on the PGA Tour again, you come back, but you must play on the Corn Ferry Tour for a year to qualify for it.
Interesting. There's a diehard golfer right there.
He was directing this to Patrick Reed.
Yeah.
He was directed to Brooks Koepka.
Yep.
Those two guys are obviously playing pretty well too. I mean, Reed's up there with Scheffler today.
And DeChambeau in reference to that
he's
as
not
well.
playing well. I think he was +4.
Yeah, he was struggling.
He was really bad.
I mean, I don't know. You think that ship has sailed in reference to, okay, you can come back. And there's not many guys that are that dominant that are playing, that are crossing over the PGA Tour.
You still have, look, DeChambeau is a big draw.
He is.
John Rahm maybe is
Sure.
not the biggest draw, but he is still a draw. So you would like to get those guys back on the
I
tour.
don't see any problem with that. I mean, they're not an entire group.
No,
it's a group of guys, and I believe, are they invited to come play the live guys?
Yes, they're invited. Yes, because this is not a sanctioned PGA Tour event.
I would love to see Kim come back and play in this with all the struggles he's had over the years, and him come back because he's playing very well on the Live Tour.
All right, this is our dumbass of the day. Now, this is shtick, probably. It was set up, but this is just what you don't do. Some guy called Augusta National and asked for a tee time for the Masters. Yeah, I mean, somebody actually called the week of the Masters this week, and this is real, I guess. But, and it's not AI, but somebody did do this.
Good afternoon, Destination Boater.
Hey, me and my buddy were looking to get out on Twilight tonight. Do you guys have any openings?
No, unfortunately not, sir. There's no tea times available.
Oh, is something going on?
Yes, that is correct. The Masters is on the smoke.
The Masters?
Yes.
Any chance we could sneak out?
For members only.
Any chance we could sneak out afterward, or?
No, unfortunately not.
No. Okay. Thank you.
Total dumbass.
Persistent. Hey, David.
It's actually pretty funny.
Yeah, it is funny.
I thought it was pretty good. All right, the Gnomes, the Mania at Augusta, and the PGA Tour Live Cold War, not to mention some March Madness numbers. We're going to get into some of the sports business side of things with Rick Horrow. He will join us right after this Vans Golf Shop's ESPN Radio 620 Sports Center update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The first major of the PGA Tour season is officially underway as the 2026 Masters Tournament teed off early this morning, and we're just about halfway through round one. Defending champion Rory McIlroy is right where he left off, holding a share of the lead at 5 under par alongside Sam Burns. Meanwhile, Scottie Scheffler is off to a strong start as well, highlighted by an early eagle to kick off his round. He currently sits at 3 under par, just 2 shots back of the lead as the opening round continues at Augusta. Get ready for the Masters at Vans Golf Shop. From clubs, golf balls, shoes, apparel, and golf tech, Vans has Arizona golfers covered. Serving golfers since 1963 with custom club fitting and a 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Shop now at vansgolfshops.com. That's vansgolfshop.com.
April is packed. Championship golf, basketball playoffs, football draft, playoff hockey, and top-tier soccer. Don't watch the action just anywhere. Watch it at Twin Peaks. Grab a Tito's transfusion for just $8.50 during championship golf, April 9th through the 12th. Great food, cold Bud Lights and Michelob Ultras, and every game on every screen. Twin Peaks. Eat, drinks, scenic views. Find a lodge near you at TwinPeaksRestaurant.com.
Swing into Vans Golf Shops for the new Titleist Scotty Cameron Phantom Putter. The new Phantom Putters are precisely engineered to deliver softer feel, sharper distance control, and total confidence over every putt. Find your favorite Phantom today by testing out the new diverse neck configurations and tour-proven shaping. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, trusted by golfers since 1963, and home to the legendary 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Get there.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
We get it. A meal shouldn't cost you nearly $20. And we agree. At Venezia's Pizzeria, lunch or dinner for under $10 is still a thing. And for an even sweeter deal, stop in and grab a Slice Rewards card. Get a stamp for every qualifying Slice special. 10 visits, 1 free qualifying special. Simple. And every Tuesday, we double your stamps. That's your free pizza twice as fast. Venezia's Pizzeria, a family tradition with great rewards.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm Kevin Rowe from Learn and Row, and we've been serving Arizonans for 20 years. Make the best choice after an accident. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Learn and Row is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Time to talk about the business side of sports. Leading expert in the business of sports, author of the new bestseller, The Sport Business Handbook, host of Power of Sports, and architect of over 100 deals worth billions in sports, the sports professor Rick Horrow joins Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
All right, Augusta, this is the most powerful organization in sports right now. They're generating $70 million in merchandise this week. Gnomes are selling out in an hour, and they're flipping them on eBay for $1,000. Joining us now, he was fortunate to hang out with Jack Nicklaus at his house last week. So I was surprised I didn't see him this morning carrying his bag for the first shot of the Masters. Rick Horrow joins us now here on ESPN Radio Phoenix. You didn't make the cut there, Rick. I didn't see you on television.
I'm driving back. I would rather watch Friday, Saturday, Sunday on TV. That's my normal deal. Go to the Oak Tree, have a series of appointments, catch up with people, get my gnome. By the way, I will. You said I'll sell you my gnome for $950.
I'll take it because I think the number's going up. I might make a quick $250 on that there. So, what is with those things? Why is that so popular?
Well, if you had a bag of dirt and you put it in a Masters container, it would automatically sell for $200. Right? Why? Because people want it, right? That's why. That's why the $70 million. Now, the fact that he looks like John Daly means that it could have been $2,000, but it looks like John Daly, so all of it's $1,000. Right? So, I'm going to wake up every morning with a little ceramic Jabba the Hutt looking guy every morning with the Masters uniform on, and I'll realize that's my gnome.
I love it. Hey, Rick, Augusta National, we all know, operates as a private club. Zero obligation to share revenue with the tour, the PGA Tour. How much longer can the tour survive without getting a piece of the Masters pie?
Survive? Well, listen, they have no leverage. And here's the thing. If Sean McManus, who has been a friend from a couple of boards and, of course, the president of CBS Sports for a while, told me a story and said that, we always came in to our negotiations with the Masters wanting a multi-year deal. And then at the end of the meeting, we'd give our presentation, and not only would we take or leave it, but we'd be happy we got the year. And if one of those guys, Woody Johnson or Billy Payne or any of the old Masters chairman said, stand up on the table and squawk like a chicken, I would have done it in a minute just to keep my 1 year deal. And 71 straight years of 1 year, year-to-year deals, and corporations, they all want in, but, IBM, Bank of America, Mercedes-Benz, there are 4 of them get in, and they could charge whatever they wanted to, but they protect the scarcity, and that's what the value is.
Well, speaking of protecting the integrity, you write about them protecting the prices on the secondary market or trinary market, if you will. How can they prevent any of that from pretty much blowing up? You say close to $3,000 per badge. How can they control anything like that, Rick, once it gets out there on the open market?
Well, it's more than that. But did you say tridary?
Yeah,
secondary and tridary. Is that what you said?
Primary, secondary.
The word of the day.
All you three losers heard it. All right, what do you want to bet? A six-pack? A six-pack that not only is there no such word, not even anything close to that word. All right, I'll tell you what. Well,
I brought physicality back. I brought sportstainment.
Yeah.
I'm bringing tridary back. Tridary market.
All right, Captain Tridary. You're going to hear about that for the next 9,000 years. The answer is there is a souvenir badge that you can get, and it says $150 on it for Wednesday's practice round. I guarantee you there is no price near $150. It's one of those hand-me-downs. The hospitality people have a robust secondary market. They try to enforce the policy of not having those because the hospitality guys, and they're all very important, and the corporations all use that too. They buy those taxes in bulk, and that's one of the ways those clubs stay afloat across the street. You know, they'll pay their mortgage for the entire year out of 4 days of revenues.
Rick Horrow is our guest on the Wright Toyota guest line. All right, I want to go to basketball and streaming. And we just saw the ratings come out, and they were just spectacular for the men and women's college basketball tournaments. But, Rick, now you have the Masters streaming on Amazon Prime. You have NFL, NHL, NBA, all on these different streaming services. Please explain, when, in your estimation, did professional sports just explode onto the scene with so many people investing in them, and when did the television ratings start to jump?
Well, I guess the reality was that as soon as the rating measurement devices became mainstream and legitimate, and a lot of people like Mark Lazarus at NBC were fighting for the fact that, you know, in the old days, Nielsen would call up grandma and say, you know, how many hours are you watching? And, you know, she's at a church and she says, oh, all my church people are watching with me. Did you get credit for one as opposed to everybody else? And now, you know, everybody is focused on ratings regarding devices. So that leads to counting streaming accurately. That led to higher rights fees and revenues for people, not just for the final round, but for every round. You know, you're reaching the avid fan who otherwise couldn't watch it. Amazon Prime, a good example. That, you know, goes where nobody went, along with Paramount Plus, CBS, and ESPN. So that gives you the 100 hours of television on the Masters, but also gives you with everybody else. And now it carries the day. I guess the entity that took the biggest risk was the NFL. You know, in the old days, not just DirecTV, but Google and Amazon Prime and all of the other companies that would be allowed in, because it gives the leagues another category or another entity, another network to bid the price up against everybody else. And that's where it started, and it ain't stopping soon. I can guarantee you. It's you know, primary, secondary, and tertiary.
Rick, you're dialed in at North Carolina and Duke out there. 6-year, $50 million deal for Michael Malone. He's just second behind Bill Self. I think I saw it. If he leaves before 2027, there's an $8 million buyout compared to Belichick's $1 million buyout there at North Carolina. What has been the pulse of the fan base down there with this hire?
You know, there are a lot of people that said this was long overdue. A lot of people that said you needed a bigger name. I'm not sure what a bigger name really means, because the guy's been successful. And so at the end of the day, the Hubert Davis firing kind of demonstrated some lack of patience with the trustees, I guess you could argue, although most people think, you know, you're North Carolina, you should get farther faster. And it's a position that, you know, not everybody wanted, but this was a valuable addition for that program. And I did get a kick out of reading that this deal is much more important than the Belichick deal. So you know, take that, Bill.
Well, hey, Hey, 10-2. Be careful driving out there, and have a great weekend. Appreciate you joining us on the road, buddy.
All right, you give me some fodder that I will never forget. Courteous. I got
Try
it.
Dairy Market.
What a
You can
great
use
word.
that one.
Oh,
Dude,
try
look it up.
dairy. Right,
Yeah.
try dairy. I'll use it. Yeah, I'll definitely look it up. That's the next thing I do. I'm definitely going to look it up. Yeah.
That's Rick Horrow. If you want more Rick, you can follow him on all the platforms out there. Just search Rick Horrow. X, he's at Rick Horrow, of course, Horrow Ventures. And we had a great time with him last week when he was talking about the golf course that he's involved in with Jack Nicklaus, which is cool for his father. I think that's super cool. All right, swing into Twin Peaks for this week's Masters. You can enjoy $8.50 Tito transfusions and a $6 Red Bull Well vodka at all 5 Valley Lodges. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, and scenic views. All right, spring ball is heating up in Tempe, and we mean that literally. Fists are flying. A new quarterback is turning heads, and Kenny Dillingham says he loves it. We'll tell you why the most important position battle in Sun Devil football years may already be over. We're getting to that next. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Right here on ESPN Radio.
Game on Peoria. When it's time to eat big, drink cold, and watch every play, make it Big's American Bar and Grill in the P83 district. Big's is serving up huge portions of your favorites. Burgers, wings, nachos, plus a full bar and TVs everywhere you look. And don't miss happy hour Monday through Thursday, 3 to 6:30 p.m. with $2 off well drinks and $2 off domestic drafts, plus daily specials all week long. Bring your friends, grab a seat on the patio, and settle in for the game. Big's American Bar and Grill, where Peoria comes to play, eat, and watch. When tragedy strikes, the impact is immediate and devastating. That's when the 100 Club of Arizona steps in, providing financial assistance, guidance, and emotional support to the families of public safety officers injured or killed in the line of duty. They also invest in mental health resources, injury prevention, and scholarships for the children of first responders. Every day, Arizona's public safety professionals put their lives on the line. The 100 Club of Arizona has their back. Learn more at 100club.org.
Now open in North Scottsdale. It's the Orangedale Lounge. OD's, right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
Phoenix, if you need a plumber, call the team that does it the right way. Victory Plumbing Arizona. It's particular plumbing for particular people, with upfront pricing before the work starts, so there's no surprises when the job's done. And here's a deal just for listeners. Tell them you heard Victory Plumbing on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, and they'll waive the service charge. For leaks, clogs, water heaters, or anything plumbing, book today at victoryplummingarizona.com. ROC number 268603.
Celebrate the new season and enjoy springtime features at Rodizio Grill. Come try our new seasonal menu additions like salmon with passion fruit sauce, mint lamb, and so much more at no additional charge. And bring your loved ones to celebrate your special life milestones. Rodizio springtime features happening nightly through April. Celebrate spring and celebrate you at Rodizio Grill, the Brazilian Steakhouse.
I'm Dan Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, millions of people called us for representation. Why? Because trust grows when you win. And we've won a lot. Over $30 billion and counting. When you call America's largest injury law firm, you're calling a family. You're calling an army. Our army. You're calling somebody who will fight for you. Injured? Let our family fight for your family. Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
Morgan & Morgan, ForThePeople.com. Arizona lawyer will handle Arizona cases. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
It's Thursday, and welcome to Lodge Mentality. The guys are live at Twin Peaks, Phoenix, located at 21st Street in Camelback. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge and home of the 29-degree beer, served in perfectly frosted 22-ounce mugs. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
All right, Burns and McElroy currently -5 in the clubhouse, and Scotty Scheffler and a bunch of folks, Reed, Dave, Ross, all -3. as we get to watch some Masters as we get to hang out here at Twin Peaks Camelback. Hey, on this day back in 1965, the Astrodome opened up and had an exhibition game between the Astros and the Yankees. Can you tell me who hit the first home run in that stadium? They played for the Yankees.
Oh, man. I was going to say Jimmy Wynn, who's a
Toy Cannon.
Yeah. Played for the Yankees.
The 1980s.
1965.
Ooh, man.
Not 1980s, 1965.
I'll say Tom Fresh, former Yankee.
Ooh, that's a pretty good guess.
Former shortstop.
Terrible guess.
Well, I mean,
it's a horrible guess.
I can't think
when
of
you find out who it was.
I'll go Moose Scouring.
Even worse. Mickey Mantle.
Oh, wow.
So the Astrodome, for those kids out there, and like Laz, was the first fully enclosed sports stadium, first air-conditioned event venue of its size. It sat just over 70,000 fans, even had a indoor chapel and a bowling alley. FYI.
Didn't they have some kind of environmental problems with fog or something initially? They had some, you were talking about the indoor air conditioning.
Yeah.
They were having humidity.
It was humidity issues because Houston is so humid almost all the time, which is why they play.
What station
indoors.
were you on in Houston?
I didn't work at a station in Houston. I did games. I did games. I was in Dallas. So I did the Oilers game.
That's fine. I just asked one simple question.
By the way,
I just wanted to know if you were in that market.
I
You're in every other market.
I was, yeah.
One of the first fields to have AstroTurf by Monsanto.
Yes.
33 years ago today, in '93, the Rockies played their first home game, and they drew a record National League crowd of 80,000 plus, 82,227. All right, let's get to a little early, a little football at 50. The biggest story in Tempe right now is who's going to replace Sam Levin, who bolted to LSU. Transfer Cutter Boley from Kentucky enters spring as the presumed favorite. And there's a lot of people praising him. They're saying he's pretty poised in his dropbacks, making well-placed throws with the real heat. He's showing some mobility. He's got some competition. A kid from Chandler, Mikey Keene. Is also in the mix, along with some redshirt freshman Cam Dyer and true freshman Jake. Is it Fedit or?
I think it's Fedit. Yeah.
So no starter has been named yet, but everyone's watching spring practice, and it says it looks like Boley's job to lose, which makes sense. I mean, they're paying him.
Yeah.
He's getting paid a lot more than I'm sure Mikey Keene is.
Mikey's making a decent amount, but not
even close. Come on.
I can tell you this about Mikey Keene. I was at the game when Fresno State came in with Mikey at quarterback, and he lit them up.
I can remember Mikey Keene as a 7-year-old kid out there training. He was training with Rudy Carpenter. I was training other kids. And to see him grow, Chandler High School, and then Fresno State, Michigan. Mikey's got a lot of experience. So I think if he's a backup, they can rest assured that Mikey Keene. But this Cutter Boley kid can flat throw it. I mean, he can hum it. Big kid with he's 6'5", 225. Played for Kentucky. Had a decent record. You know, he's 4-7 as a starter, but they really like his strength and poise, and he can run. They're surprised how well he can run as well too. So it'll be a good competition with Mikey and Cutter going at it.
So I guess you had multiple fights that have been breaking out during the spring practice, and Kenny is saying the relationships aren't built through roses and candy canes. He wants a physical, violent football team and says that they're not there yet, but he sees it in him. It is only spring.
Well, as long as nobody breaks a hand or gets a jaw broken or something like that, I think what he's had a few tussles. In those tussles, they just grab a face mask and they push each other. What he's saying is he likes how guys are fired up about practicing.
Yeah.
In spring, it's hard to get fired up about practicing unless you have a scrimmage. Now, when they scrimmage, there's no live scrimmaging. But I think he likes the feistiness. He likes the guys fired up. Hey, look, 4th year. You know, it's trying to get back to that year they had over a year ago to try to fight for the Big 12 championship.
What's the first thing that you tell players if it gets feisty? Don't take your helmet off.
Don't ever.
You don't ever take your
helmet off. And another faux pas, never grab another guy's face mask. That is a no-no from that particular standpoint.
So 46 count them, 46 newcomers are on this ASU football roster as they lost 18 starters. And they bring in all those, as I mentioned. So it's a massive introduction right now. Some of the standouts, I should say, to watch right now is Colorado State transfer linebacker Owen Long, who's being called right now the best defensive player in spring. And then freshman edge, I think it's Julian Hugo out of Texas, who they're saying is playing way beyond his years. So good to see that. Some, it's always football 50, so figure give it some love to ASU. The Athletics, Bruce Feldman ranked Dillingham as a top 25 coach heading into this season. Big recognition for a guy who's still building a program.
I can see that. I mean, he's second year.
Yeah,
wins the Big 12 championship, goes to playoffs.
I'd say that's pretty good.
And then third year last year without the quarterback, they do it with Sims. I mean, he has a chance to win the Big 12 if you go to a good bowl game. So with 8-4 record, with all the injuries they had, Jordan Tyson out, Sam Levitt out. I mean, what he did as far as keeping these guys competitive and winning at 8-4, pretty good on Kenny's part.
So not sure how far this is going to go, but the Wall Street Journal is reporting that the U.S. Department of Justice has opened an investigation into whether the NFL has, quote, engaged in anti-competitive tactics that harm consumers. That's us. And the nature and maybe the scope of this investigation isn't completely known, but it centers around the Sports Broadcast Act going back to 1961, which gives the league an antitrust exemption to negotiate TV rights. So both the DOJ and the NFL declined to comment on this, but this comes as the NFL moves to having more games from free over-the-air to what Jimmy was talking about with Rick Horrow, the streaming platforms. It's way out of hand.
I agree.
And I know the young demographic doesn't know any better. Yeah. They just don't. The Lazes of the world, but they don't get it because they haven't been used to the networks offering free television all the time. And now we're going to have to pay for everything. I mean, come on. It's such crap. You can't watch some of the stuff you want to watch.
Well, look when the games moved Monday Night Football to ESPN, the heartburn everybody had.
They did. Well, that's a little bit different because more, 60-70% of people had.
No, I know
cable.
that, but I mean, it kind of feel it going that way. I will say this: it would be the first time the NFL was proven against antitrust violations. The USL proved that. USFL proved that in court that they had committed antitrust violations. Even though the jury didn't realize how much they're supposed to award,
they won $1.
The USFL, but they proved that, and I think that there are things that they're overlooking. Going, okay, the monopoly of all of a sudden, we're not going to have any more games, NFL games, over-the-air TV. That it's all going to streaming. Eventually, maybe it's all streaming versus cable, et cetera, et cetera. So I would say that's like I commend them for looking over the consumer that doesn't go all streaming. And a lot of folks that can't afford it or don't have over-the-air or cable can't see the National Football League.
It's just going to be...
It's gone beyond that.
Yeah, it's gone beyond. I mean, I honestly wouldn't mind one service that I could just a la carte the channels I want to pay for and be done with it.
I would like that. I would really like that.
If it costs, all right, $3 a month, $3 a channel.
Yeah.
And you can pick all the channels you want. You would have to, obviously budget conscious. You pick, all right, I'll take Easy Family with Channel 3 and Channel 5 because I know they got D-backs and they got Sons, right? Do I really need Channel 10? Do I need Channel 12? I got to have Bowie, so I'll throw in ABC. But then again, you probably want to keep all those because you do get some of the over-the-air sports that you want to watch. And then from there, ESPN, do you really need ESPN 8, the Ocho? I mean, where do you stop? Problem is they have diversified sports teams or leagues have diversified themselves so much. True TV, to TBS, to TNT, to USA. I mean, it goes on and on and on.
It's what I'm trying to think. CBS used to always have the national title game. TNT's been doing it, how many years now?
Play a game for what?
I mean, for the
NCAA.
NCAA, yeah. I mean, it was always CBS. I remember Gary Bender and whoever was doing the game.
They still do.
Yeah, but I mean the game. The national.
They didn't have the title.
They didn't have the title game. They had the championship game. But it was always, okay, if I didn't catch up to it, the other one's starting to get incorporated. TBS, TNT, True. It was always focused on CBS, pretty much had that package per se. And they'd show games all day, and they would go flip to this game and that game. But even now with the NCAA in college, they've expanded their horizon because of the dollar that those stations are ponying up to pay NCAA, the tournament per se.
But are we making too much of a big deal because no matter what, we're going to find it?
Well, we will. I mean, that's our job.
That's nothing to do with it.
But we
I'm
live,
saying in a generation,
sports.
you're going to see it. Well, that's who we're talking to right now. I don't care. I don't think someone's listening to our show that doesn't like sports.
I mean, we live for that. That's what we do.
But I mean, I've got
saying it generally. Yeah, people are going to find the sports they want to find. If not, they're going to go to a bar.
Yep.
But I'll tell you, as someone that's invested in a bar, it's gotten so expensive because they nail you for being a commercial account.
Oh yeah.
And you got to have everything. And it sucks for the woman or the guy or whatever that comes in. Hey, can you put the Montreal Canadian game on? And we're not paying for the NHL ticket. If we still had the Yotes in town, we would. Sure, because we'd have to have it. But it sucks because you want to be able to put it on if there's nothing else on. I don't know. Anyway, nobody does happy hour better than Twin Peaks. Starts at 3:00. All right, Rock's Man Vice is coming out. The Masters with U.S. Open. Steve Jones. We'll talk to him about that. We got our Twin Peaks picks. So we'll get into all of that. But up next, we'll talk some D-backs Mets. That's next as we continue the Twin Peaks Camelback as we're getting to watch a little golf here. It's still Rory McIlroy and Sam Burns currently in the clubhouse at -5. Go back quick with Roc Manuch, Jimmy B here on ESPN Radio.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
For nearly 25 years, Primavera has helped thousands of Arizona students succeed with an accredited world-class education, tuition-free and right from home. If your child struggles in a traditional school setting, Primavera Online can help. We serve Arizona K-12 students with flexible, personalized learning that fits every student's needs. See how Primavera can help your family today. Don't wait. Enroll now at chooseprimavera.com. That's chooseprimavera.com.
For over a century now, Ford has been part of America. In my family, it's been generations. Paul Calvisi here. My grandfather worked for Ford Motor. My first car, a classic Mustang, still have it. But going to our Desert Ford dealers today means getting more than a vehicle. We're talking a full suite of benefits like complimentary Ford mobile service or try Ford pickup and delivery. Yes, to and from your door, and it's easy scheduling in the Ford Pass app. Tough would be built Ford tough. More than a slogan, it's an identity of the F-Series trucks. And the all-new 2026 F-150 is the best yet. With a completely redesigned interior and exterior. Adventure? How about the Ford Bronco Sport? It says, let's get it with 5 available trims so you can forge your own path. We recently bought a new Explorer at our Desert Ford dealers. Love the flexible seating up to 7. All the cargo room, the advanced tech. Bottom line, Ford is the future at our Desert Ford dealers. Just click buyfordnow.com.
Another Arizona storm season's rolling through. Before the next big downpour hits, call State 48 Roofing for your free roof inspection. Whether it's cracked tiles, flat roofs, or old shingles, don't wait for leaks to show up. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer, trusted for over a decade in both residential and commercial roofing. Protect your home, protect your business with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509 today.
Looking for the perfect place to eat, drink, and watch the game this spring? Twin Peaks is serving up bold, scratch-made favorites, handcrafted cocktails, and the coldest Bud Lights and Michelob Ultras in town, poured at 29 degrees. Big screens everywhere, all 5 locations, and an atmosphere like no other. Bring the crew and make it a night. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views. TwinPeaksRestaurant.com.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports, is ESPN 620. It's Thursday, and welcome to Lodge Mentality. The guys are live at Twin Peaks Phoenix, located at 21st Street in Camelback. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge and home of the 29-degree beer, served in perfectly frosted 22-ounce mugs. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
All right, Camelback. That's our location today. As D-backs rubber match coming up in about 2 hours out in New York. Eddie Rodriguez will be on the mound for Arizona. Coming off their 7-2 win yesterday, Corbin Carroll had 3 extra base hits in his 500th career game, and for him hitting that milestone, he's out today.
Yeah.
How about that?
Got a minor hip injury is what they're saying.
He's running too fast around the bases.
He is fast.
I mean, a guy's hot like that. I mean, you hate to take him out, but if he's sore,
Yep.
you'd rather.
Well, since 2023, he leads Major League Baseball. Yeah, what?
In triples.
Yeah, all right, one turn. All right, how many?
He Major League 30?
44.
Wow.
That's a big number.
I don't even know why I bring stuff out if you guys are just going to do it. You know.
No, I'm just saying, yeah, that's
Yeah,
right. Leads
yeah.
in triples.
Well,
I'm agreeing
You're
with
as
you.
bad as Jimmy is.
I'm agreeing.
He's
He's
worse.
yeah, he's leading the league in
No.
triples.
You say yes to whatever. I could say the sky is purple. Yeah.
No, not
No.
me. Not me. I got right, Jimmy.
No.
44. Kids humming around the base.
You know, this starting pitching, I should say, has really been a pleasant surprise to start the season. If they can figure it out, this would be great. Coming up at about 3:15, I'm going to go down the road of closers in baseball. And I'm going to take you way back to the 70s.
Wow.
And how the whole walk-up entrance with the ninth inning closer deal started. Remember Major League with Wild Thing when he came out.
Mitch
so
Williams.
we're going to get into that. It wasn't Mitch Williams, but it was not Mitch Williams.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
But Mitch Williams was nicknamed Wild Thing in Philadelphia.
But I said the movie Major League.
Okay.
He wasn't in
No,
Major
he
League.
wasn't. No.
Okay.
No, but Mitch Williams was nicknamed Wild Thing.
He's talking about the first
Talking
walk-up
about
I
song.
know. I just thought I'd bust him because he's a Philly boy.
You're not busting him. That is not your. You just knew you walked into a web, and you screwed up, and you don't know how to get out.
The first walk-up song. I'll be anxious to hear that.
Me too.
No, it's outstanding because there's a debate on who has the best. I'm going to make a case that Derek Hall and the rest of this brass, they need to step up because we always talk about identity, and there isn't an identity at Chase Field right now. It's kind of a sterile type of atmosphere, and we don't have that song that a closer is played. You know, Bobby Freeman's not going crazy on the organ, and he's bringing out, Paul Seward. I mean, it's something that we're an hour away. Just stick around. And but I took it way back. And while I was kind of looking into the Mariano Riveros of the world, and John Rocker and all this, it's really some cool stuff and how far it goes back. And you just kind of wish we had something like
Well,
that.
you think of Diaz in L.A. right now.
Well, that's the whole thing. That's kind
great.
of in Miller from San Diego.
Miller,
so
yeah.
those are good deals. So there you have it.
I think with the Diamondbacks right now, you look at some of the guys that are doing a good job. I think with Ryan Nelson, probably his best outing in a long time. Just by far one of the better outings when you watch how he pitched yesterday. And to get the run support early on, be up 5-zip, kind of cruise through it. But I will say this, when you look at some of the guys that are doing a great job, I mean, look at Vargas at second base, how well he's handled that. When you have to tell Marte DH, and he's still trying to find it. And then you look at center field, how well Barossa, I mean, the great catch he had yesterday up against the wall that saved about 2 runs for this Mets team. So there's a lot of fill-in guys that are doing a good job as far as coming in, while you have, you look at some of the guys that are out for this team.
I'm still obviously concerned about the bullpen just because it's hit and miss. And even though they got a good performance yesterday, the day before that, it was not a good performance. They ended up losing that game to the Mets. So it's kind of a mixed bag. It's I could go, well, it's like a box of chocolates. You don't know what you're going to get. That's exactly what we have right now out of that bullpen.
Yeah, and it was with you talking about Seawald through that base hit. They went in 10 innings of being the Mets. And then yesterday, the Mets. Then yesterday, you only give up 3 hits.
Yeah.
You only give up 3 hits.
Yeah.
So, again, I think, at least you've got a team right now that's, 6-6. They're 500.
Yeah.
Hopefully they win today. Then they got a series versus the Phillies. They got to go take on the Phillies. See where they're at as far as that's concerned. Taking on a ball club that is not as a favor to win that National League East. But if they can just hold serve, and then Erod going today at a 0.00 ERA, hasn't got a win yet.
Nope.
But he is really dealing right now. And I think they give him the run support that they're going to definitely need in this rubber match game. I think those are some of the things they can build on before they move on to Philadelphia.
See, that's what makes baseball so confusing, is that you could have what Manuch just spoke about with Eduardo Rodriguez and his ERA 0.00, but he doesn't have a win. Why is that? Well, because he only went maybe 4 innings, so he wouldn't get credit if they scored and found a way to win that game. Or he had the lead and left, and then the bullpen came in and gave up the lead, and they lost.
I think the other thing that was very interesting is you watch the manager of the Mets, since there's no lefties coming out of the bullpen,
right?
He threw a lot of lefties at the righties that were coming in against the Diamondbacks. And then the kid, first at-bat of the year, he's a righty, he's a left-handed batter, base hit down the right field line, game, set, match. So you got McLean going for the Mets today. He's pretty good.
Yeah, he is.
He's a good pitcher. So I like these early games. You watch the Diamondbacks and reference going back for the East Coast swing to kind of see what they have and what they don't have. You taking on starting tomorrow for a 3-game set with Philly. Soroka, surprising to see how well he's pitching.
I don't know if it's surprising. I think it's because a lot of people just don't know who he is.
That's fair.
Right?
Well,
I mean, you didn't know who he was last year.
He was hurt all the time.
Yeah.
But
no one's really knew much about.
Yeah.
But the thing about it was he got lit up early on in spring training.
Yeah.
But you just kind of, wow, they've got to play this guy until you get Merrill Kelly back. But is he going to trump a Brandon Pfaadt once Kelly comes back?
Maybe.
Because Pfaadt has really struggled. So do they send Kelly comes back on? Do they send Pfaadt another notch down, or maybe send him down for a couple starts?
They're not going to send him down.
Well, he might be at the end of that. Might be at the end of the rotation once Merrill Kelly comes back.
I would be all right if he's a 5 or 6. If Torrey goes 6 deep.
Oh, he may have to be the number 6 to the way Soroka's pitching right now.
He could be a long relief man as well.
See, that's not a bad idea. If he's kind of just not clicking,
yeah,
you put him in as a middle reliever and just eat up innings.
Yeah.
when they're getting blown
the
out.
Josh Colementor of modern baseball, if he gets. I agree. I don't think they send him down, but I think he moves back just because the way Soroka's pitching right now. Zach Gallen's pitching very, very well, and I think yesterday with watching Nelson pitch, he really pitched well, and he threw a lot of fastballs. He threw 53 fastballs, but they were strikes. And speaking of Josh Colementor, breaking the game down, keeping the ball in play, moving the game right along, had several double plays. It was fun to watch that, and good for him to finally get off the schneid, have a good game in the cold weather. That game they lost when Seawald gave up the game-winning hit.
Right.
Wind chill factor 35 degrees.
It was cold. It was cold there.
How about the Sacramento A's today? Jeffrey Springs took a no-hit bid into the 7th. It combined with 2 relievers on a 1-hitter as the A's beat the Yankees in Yankee Stadium, and they clinched their first series against them since 2016.
I'm telling you, don't be sleeping on the A's in the American League. They have all that young talent.
And they don't know any better,
and they
right?
don't, yeah.
they don't know any better.
No,
They're not nervous.
No.
They're just
They're a AAA team right now. How about that? So, and then A's You go Yankees, and then you got Mets back to back. How great is that? You know, these kids don't know. I mean, they're in New York having a good time.
Just going to the stadium, those locker rooms, just being around. But that's fun to see. But early on in the season, let's see how they're doing, like mid-May or where they are. And if they can continue to develop those young guys, by the time with 2 years, that stadium will be done in Vegas.
Yes.
Move them into Vegas. Maybe they develop them. But there might be some stars that emerge, and they won't be able to afford to keep them.
All right, coming up, Roc's Manvice. After
yeah.
48 years, WKRP is finally coming to Cincinnati. A guy ordered so much McDonald's it needed management approval, and Walmart is basically saying Doritos are too expensive now. So we're going to get into all of that and more as we get into Roc's Manvice next, right here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here on ESPN Radio 620 Phoenix. We're on FM, of course, on 98.7 HD-2. We're on YouTube, rocandmanuch.com, and the Arizona Sports app.
April is packed. Championship golf, basketball playoffs, football draft, playoff hockey, and top-tier soccer. Don't watch the action just anywhere. Watch it at Twin Peaks. Grab a Tito's transfusion for just $8.50 during championship golf, April 9th through the 12th. Great food, cold Bud Lights and Michelob Ultras, and every game on every screen. Twin Peaks. Eat, drinks, scenic views. Find a lodge near you at TwinPeaksRestaurant.com.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
Bigger fields, bigger events, bigger experiences. Arizona Athletic Grounds. Arizona Athletic Grounds is a 275-acre sports and entertainment destination for athletes, fans, and families. Located in Mesa, AAG is one of the largest multi-sport complexes in the country, with over 475,000 square feet indoors and more than 150 fields and courts. From tournaments to training to cheer, dance, concerts, and corporate events, the grounds does it all. Learn more at azgrounds.com.
Have you ever been to Rodizio Grill? Let me tempt you. Start your Rodizio experience with our hot, unlimited appetizers. Indulge on our award-winning gourmet salad bar with over 35 items. Then, 16 delicious, sizzling, rotisserie grilled meats and grilled items like our tender top sirloin and Rodizio's signature glazed pineapple, as much as you'd like.
Rodizio Grill, the Brazilian steakhouse.
Located in Mesa, North Scottsdale.
For over a century now, Ford has been part of America. In my family, it's been generations. Paul Calvisi here. My grandfather worked for Ford Motor. My first car, a classic Mustang, still have it. But going to our Desert Ford dealers today means getting more than a vehicle. We're talking a full suite of benefits like complimentary Ford mobile service or try Ford pickup and delivery. Yes, to and from your door, and it's easy scheduling in the Ford Pass app. Tough would be built Ford tough. More than a slogan, it's an identity of the F-Series trucks. And the all-new 2026 F-150 is the best yet. With a completely redesigned interior and exterior adventure, how about the Ford Bronco Sport? It says, let's get it, with 5 available trims so you can forge your own path. We recently bought a new Explorer at our Desert Ford dealers. Love the flexible seating up to 7. All the cargo room, the advanced tech. Bottom line, Ford is the future at our Desert Ford dealers. Just click buyfordnow.com.
Do you roll like Roc when it comes to romance?
What do you say we go out on a date? Have some chicken, maybe some sex. You know, see what happens.
Roc searches the world for tips on dating, divorce, marriage, pop culture, and even...
Yes! Yes!
Yeah, here's Roc's Manvice.
60% of the time, it works every time.
Baby, if you've ever wondered whatever became of me, I'm living on the air in Cincinnati, WKRP.
Well, this is the most radio guy story on the board here. And after all these years, WKRP is finally coming to Cincinnati. Now, this is the sitcom, Laz, that made the call letters famous, but there never actually was a real WKRP station in the city of Cincinnati. Now, apparently that's changing. The guy who owned the letters says he can't say who bought them or exactly when it's launching, but he confirmed it's happening. So after 48 years, and the beautiful Lonnie Anderson, WKRP is finally heading to Cincy.
What a great show that was.
I'm telling you, if Les Nessman does the turkey drop again on Thanksgiving.
That was great.
Gordon Jump, big guy Carlson, the boss, K-State graduate right there.
You go,
Yeah, Gordon Jump. That was a great show.
It
well
was.
written.
Yep.
Lonnie looked always great.
Always awesome.
She was up there with Farrah Fawcett.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Back
Sure she
then.
was.
Your
Yeah,
age, and your guys' old guys, your old guys. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Tuned in for
Lonnie. Exactly. A guy went through the McDonald's drive-thru and ordered 11 big breakfasts with hotcakes meals for his family. And the employee told him they needed management approval. Management approval at McDonald's. The total was $83.24. That's where we are now. There was a time $80 at McDonald's meant you're feeding your little league team.
You sure
now
could.
Yeah. One dad is trying to survive a breakfast with 8 of his kids. Jeez.
Prices fast food have gone up exponentially.
They have.
It's amazing.
Big time. I mean, this is one is relatable for basically everybody. People online are listing what they stopped buying this year because the prices have gotten just stupid. Now, the big ones are beer at concerts, concert tickets, red meat, fast food, Netflix. I don't have that anymore. Cereal, the coffee at a gas station, and car washes and Jimmy nail salon visits.
Ooh, that crushes me.
I mean, honestly, beers at concerts might be the winner. Once you hit that $19 for that one beer,
oh man,
can't do it.
Or if you do it, the drinks are like 35.
Yeah, and then they always. Would you like that to be a double?
Yes. Yes.
Ah, yeah, sure.
Double
Don't
it up.
want to wait in line again, Anyway, now here's how bad inflation and junk food pricing has gotten. Walmart is cutting shelf space for Doritos and similar name brand chips because people are refusing to buy them because they're so expensive. So when Walmart looks at Doritos and says, yeah, they're a luxury item now, that's a problem. So PepsiCo is reportedly trying to win people back with price cuts. But if the bag is just, and it is smaller now. Remember, the bags are smaller now?
They are.
So, there's not as much in there.
Yep.
So we'll see how that all works out. One person in that same price complaint thread said that I found was they paid $5.60 for a normal-sized gas station coffee. Not a Starbucks, not some fancy coffee shop. I always thought like Circle K or all those places.
Cheaper.
It's like
JMP,
$2,
a couple bucks.
Yeah, they're comparable now. I got a small coffee at Quick Trip about a week ago. $2.65. Go to Starbucks. $2.65.
Wow.
So yeah, same price.
There's a gas station called Big Sur. It's in California. It's a chain, I believe. They're charging $9.99 a gallon for premium.
Wow. Oh man, I paid $4.95 the other day.
Oh yeah.
$4.95.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if Buc-ee's they're going to open up. They opened one in Ohio. I guess that's the thing. Is this Buc-ee's this major?
I thought it opened a good year already.
It's going to open up in about 2 months. But they opened the first one up back in, I think, Ohio.
There's a bunch of them.
I didn't even
They've been around for a while.
I didn't even know what they were. I had to look it up.
It's not like your Wawa, is it?
It is like Wawa, but it's bigger than Wawa. And it's got multiple hundreds of gas tanks.
Oh, okay.
The food is amazing. There's barbecue. There's a little bit of everything. It's you just go there for lunch. You go there for dinner.
Hang out at the.
It's trendy. I mean, if you go to a Buc-ee's, you're gonna buy a shirt.
Sure.
It's a gas station grocery store on steroids.
Just off the I-10 out there in Buckeye. It's a great location for it.
A new study says 33% of Americans aged 18 to 34 are living with their parents now.
Still?
What? 33%. Now, back in the 60s, it was about 22%. So, yeah, more young adults are staying home. Maybe it's because the rent, the groceries, the gas, fast food, streaming, all that's just costing more. So,
yeah, mooching, that's saving money wherever they're at.
Most affordable cities in America are not exactly vacation brochure cities. So if you want to buy a house, the most affordable cities in 2026 are, in this order, Buffalo, St. Louis, Detroit, Pittsburgh, and Baltimore. Now, the flip side, the least affordable, no surprise, LA, San Diego, San Jose, Providence, and New York City.
Well, I remember for years Buffalo had trouble keeping people. Their net population was minus 5%, like 20 years there. Detroit, I could see that.
Yeah.
So as far as affordability, there's all kinds of great housing in Buffalo. Just they're losing people, so the prices will come way down.
All the steel mills closed.
Shut the Bethlehem Steel
They shut all those down. The car plants were shut down. And so it was a total collapse for that city. I'm happy that they have found their way to finally come into the 21st century and be a productive city again.
All right, this one's a fun one. A moving site ranked the cities people are least likely to leave. So they're called the stickiest cities is what they call it. Charlotte was number one, followed by Greenville, Daytona Beach, Louisville, and Tulsa. The least sticky, San Diego, which is kind of amazing because it's beautiful, but apparently it's so expensive that people want to get the hell out of there and they don't want to pay for that sunshine tax.
That's true.
That's kind of what it is.
Well, a lot of them are coming here and going to Texas.
Yeah, but now they're finding out that it's expensive here now, too.
Now, this one's interesting. A study says people who eat more chocolate, cheese, and yogurt have lower death rates, especially from heart disease. So after everything else in the segment got more expensive, at least we end that on a positive note. So your emergency cheese plate may actually be good for you.
Okay.
But the catch is, of course, is the sugar. You have to watch the sugar, right? So
dark chocolates, cheese.
Yeah.
Stop the yogurt thing a few years ago.
I'm not a yogurt guy.
I'm not either. It's terrible.
Yeah.
All I can do is the ice cream yogurt. It's not ice cream, but the cold. I can do the chocolate, but I can't do the vanilla because yogurt has that aftertaste.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
Maybe that's why I can't stand
it. Was good in your protein shake. You fill yogurt in there with your banana and your protein powder.
You can vary the taste.
It has the cows. Has the sugars in it.
All right, I'm going to close out this debate. A poll asked people if they think they're smarter than their parents. 48% said yes. 19% said they were smarter than one parent. And 31% said no. The best answer was basically, for modern life, yes. But if it was the 80s, my parents would cook for me. Feels right, I guess. But we have apps, Wi-Fi, AI, the streaming, passwords. But I think the parents, they know taxes, they know mortgages.
Oh, man.
How not to panic when that check engine light goes on. I mean, that's where they're pretty good.
My dad had his master's in finance. I had it all figured out. So I had to ask him about this situation, that situation. Pretty savvy. My mom, pretty savvy too. Villa St. Marie there in Erie. She had that education, stay-home mom. Pretty smart when it came to math.
My mom sold magazines over the telephone.
Over the telephone?
Yep. Would call back in the day and try to sell you different magazines over the phone.
You remember Columbia Records? Did you guys?
Sure.
Yeah.
But it was records for you guys, right? It was CDs.
Yeah. Vinyls.
No, it was records.
Vinyls.
It was CDs for I remember my fraternity house.
Yeah.
You got, if you live in the house, you had 40 guys living in a house, right? And you get mail all the time. But if you remember, one of the things I used to do with magazines and for this, the magazines, if you get a magazine, you open up a Sports Illustrated, and that little pre-postage deal falls out, that little card, right?
Yeah.
So I'd always put my one buddy's name on that. You'd have to pay for it, right? Because it would say pre-postage. You'd pop it in the mail, and then all of a sudden he gets all this mail. But I used to do the same thing with the Columbia Records because, remember, it's 13 for a penny or whatever it was.
Yes.
So I would do those things too, and it was great. I mean, it was always good.
That's hilarious. I mean,
because all of a sudden he's getting 13 CDs, and then he's getting a bill for it.
And speaking of that, the Reader's Digest, you always set that in because you're hoping to win.
That was some of the magazines
300,000. $300,000, but I never met anybody that won the grand prize. You saw Ed McMahon show up at a house in a commercial when you won $300,000 by subscribing to Reader's Digest.
This will really date me. Of course, everybody knows I'm older than dirt anyway. I sold Watkins products door to door.
No idea what that is.
And Watkins products were different juices, things of that nature.
Like what kind of juice? Like orange juice?
Yeah. Yeah. And I sold them as a kid door to door. That's how I made extra cash.
So I had paper route. I mean, I had a morning. I did the Philadelphia Inquirer in the morning and the Philadelphia Bulletin, and I had the South Jersey Courier Post at night. It was great. I mean, I think I had more money then than I do now. I have a 2 paper routes, a morning route and an afternoon, and an afternoon
he
after
was the
school.
definition of manual labor. He had 4 or 5 jobs.
Yeah,
not even 10.
Yeah, Mike's Lawn Service. You know. All right, the title for the Masters runs through Twin Peaks. You can catch all 4 rounds here at Twin Peaks. They have 5 Valley locations. Cold Michelob Ultra and Bud Light flowing all tournament long. Wall-to-wall TVs, made-to-scratch food, ice-cold beers, and the best game day atmosphere in town. So for all 4 rounds of the Masters, make sure Twin Peaks is your Twin Peaks Eats, Drinks, and Scenic Views. Speaking of which, we got perfect weather. We got firm and fast screens. No Tiger or Phil for the first time since '94. U.S. Open champion Steve Jones will break down the Masters next. But first, here's Laz with a Vance ESPN Radio 620 Sports Center update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy V's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The first major of the PGA Tour season is officially underway as the 2026 Masters Tournament teed off early this morning, and we're just about halfway through round 1. Defending champion Rory McIlroy is picking up right where he left off, holding a share of the lead at 5 under par alongside Sam Burns. Meanwhile, Scotty Scheffler is off to a strong start as well, highlighted by an early eagle to kick off his round. He currently sits at 2 under par, just 3 shots back of the lead as the opening round continues at Augusta. Get Masters ready at Vans Golf Shops. From clubs to golf balls, shoes, apparel, and golf tech, Vans has Arizona golfers covered. Serving golfers since 1963 with custom club fitting and a 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Shop now at vansgolfshops.com. That's vansgolfshops.com.
Now open in North Scottsdale, it's the Orangedale Lounge. ODs, right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
Rock for WrightToyota.com. At Wright Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all their innovative web tools on WrightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at WrightToyota.com.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. The insurance company's job is to pay you as little as possible. Our job is to get you every dollar you deserve. Call Lerner and Rowe today and let's make them pay. Call 977-1900.
Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Need to feed a crowd? Let Venencia's bring the flavor to your next event. We know you have a lot of options when feeding a large group. Ordering directly from Venencia's means you get the best service and the absolute best pricing. There's no per-person fee. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll come up with a perfect plan to ensure everyone's well-fed and happy. Grad party, office celebration, family reunion. Invite Venencia's to the table. Text catering to 411-24/7. That's catering to 411-247 or Venencias.com.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
It's Thursday, and welcome to Lodge Mentality. The guys are live at Twin Peaks, Phoenix, located at 21st Street in Camelback. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge and home of the 29-degree beer, served in perfectly frosted 22-ounce mugs. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
Now Rory at 13, delicate putt for birdie. Nudging it, just nudging it. Nudging it in. There we go, Rory. He's within two. Just like that, Rory McIlroy into second. All right, Rory McIlroy, Sam Burns currently in the clubhouse at -5, and Justin Rose currently -4, and then a bunch of guys at -3. And joining us now, U.S. Open champion Steve Jones joins us here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. How we doing, Steve? How are you, bud? What's going on?
Doing all right. Just out here at Mesa Country Club with a little bit of practice, and then watched a little bit of the Masters in the clubhouse, and I'm on with you guys.
You know, I know a lot of guys that play out there in that game you got. I don't know if it's on Tuesday or Wednesday, but yeah, I mean, you're stealing money from these guys, Steve, up here. You know, come on now. What is it, man? You're taking all this money, and then I see them, and they're like, you know, they can't buy me a beer because they just gave all the money to you. What's the deal out there at MCC?
Well, we all go down the tube one of these days, you know. It's just a matter of time.
Steve, the weather forecast, Augusta this week, it's ideal. Dry, warm, fast. When conditions are perfect like this, no rain and hitting that golf course, how much does that change the way you have to think about it compared to maybe some of the other weeks where there is a little bit of rain at Augusta National?
Yeah, definitely. I think it'll bunch up the field a little bit more. It'll bring in a lot more guys for contention. Some guys don't like it perfect conditions. Some guys like it at least maybe 10 or 15 mile an hour wind, or maybe they like it really soft, or maybe they like it really firm. But it looks like the fairways are actually a little softer, and the greens are starting to get a little firmer. So we'll see what they do with the watering schedule tonight.
What's the mental adjustment as a player when the conditions are like that, especially at Saman Corner? I mean, 11, 12, and 13, they'll probably play fast, right? I mean, that's what I've been told. They'll play fast when the conditions are like this.
Yeah, I mean, you get the firm greens, and then you know, you've got to be careful what you do there. Hitting it on the wrong side, you got no chance to chip it over that bunker on 11. Keep it right in the bunker on 10, the pin's back right. Like today, it's, almost impossible to get up and down. You just can't get the spin out of those bunkers on the downhill shot. And, you just got to think more like the Corn Fair. You got to go out there and shoot as low as you can and have as many birdies as you can, because guys are going to do it when the weather's a lot better.
Steve, can they, let's say the conditions, it's like 73 today, winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, to your point, just great conditions. Can they trick up Augusta National? Is they able to let that second cut just grow a little longer, less water on the greens? Is there the opportunity for them to trick it up and maybe have some lower scores?
Yeah, it's usually, on the greens, because you can see it on number 9 today, and even 18, you can see how dark spots they were getting and the brown spots. And I think Scheffler had a sand wedge in there and took one bounce about 40 feet and spun back down the hill. But you get a little wind blowing, and then all of a sudden the afternoon guys tomorrow with the firmer greens, and then today even could, they double cut them and roll them, and all of a sudden hard to control.
Is it a prideful thing that the Masters doesn't want anybody shooting a 15 to a 20?
Yeah, sometimes they do that, but over the years, it seems like the last 25 years they've kind of kept it since the late 90s that I've noticed, and I've played in it. It's definitely a lot softer. Sometimes they get the rain and that the green's already soft, and then when they know rain's coming, and it makes it even softer. And the guys that hit it higher and longer, they got a big advantage. Obviously, Tiger's won there several times, and guys that hit it high have done very well.
So they had the ceremonial first hits, and afterwards Tom Kite came out.
Tom Watson.
Tom Watson.
Sorry.
Pardon me. Yep,
He played.
Yeah, Tom Watson. And he said basically that he doesn't like the game anymore because all you do is drive and then use a wedge to get on the green. And he talked about the golf ball and...
Gary Player did. Gary Player.
Was that Player? Or
Gary Player. Watson was about to live.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Thank you.
You want to start over?
No, I'm
All right.
good. So if one of those two guys, Steve, anyway, the point that I wanted to make is, should they do something with the golf ball, but only for the pros, so hacks like myself can still enjoy the game the way that I hit it now?
Well, to your point, we all talk about how long the golf ball is and the different equipment, and obviously things are just going to get longer and longer, but they have started to try to curtail some of that. I don't know how far back. They're talking about drawing it back in a couple of years, making it a limit on how far the golf ball can go. It's going to be interesting how to do that. But, yeah, it's a big concern. I mean, you're 520 yards on number 11, and some of the guys are hitting, I think some guys are hitting 7 and 8, but most of the guys are hitting more like 4 irons and 5 irons and maybe some 6 irons. But still at 520, you hit the ball 320, and you've got over 200 yards left, and you're hitting a 6 iron or a 5 iron. I mean, that's a pretty long hole. So they've adjusted pretty well there with a couple of those holes. A couple of them you can't really do much about. But other than that, it holds its own pretty good, and I think that's why they got to get those greens a little firmer. And guys who have 3 putts, and if they short side themselves, they're not looking too good.
So, Steve, I'll stay with this point with the guys bombing at 340. When you played Augusta in its prime, in your prime, first part of the question is, what holes were intimidating to you, and do you think those same holes still strike fear in the guys that are bombing it 50 yards past maybe where you were hitting it?
Yeah, I always felt number 4, that par 3, number 4, when the pin was right, you just didn't have anywhere to land it other than where exactly you had to land it. You couldn't go long, couldn't go short. That was all. And then when the green was firm, you had to just hit a sky ball full iron, and hopefully it bounces and doesn't go over. But, I always thought 4 and 5 to me, the front was always a lot harder to me sometimes, but they usually have more like that 4 and 5, even 6, and now 7, as tight as it is, you got some hard holes right there. But then they give you some easier ones, 13, 15, 9, or 8, mostly 8. Par 5s, definitely you got to get those par 5s. So that's a big factor this week.
Steve, is that a you talk about big factors, a strategic factor, when to kick it in, when to back off with some of these holes?
Yeah, I mean, there's times it's not smart to go for it. Like, I know on 15, there's times when it's so firm, if you're hitting a wood or a long iron into 15, you could go over and go into that water on 16. I mean, people don't realize that can happen real easy. And then like Adam Scott today hit it, 4 or 5 feet too short and rolled back in the water.
Steve, as we let you go here, is there a player or two that you've been watching a little bit here that you feel will be in contention on Sunday?
Well, and we talked about this yesterday, but I had several picks. It's pretty easy to pick Rory and Scotty. Shoffley's been playing well, and everybody was talking about Patrick Reed. I was just a little surprised that Rahm wasn't doing better. He's not putting well lately, but Sam Burns has been playing really well this year. I'd love to see him break through and win one. That would be pretty cool.
Change his career, that's for sure. Steve, we always love having you on, man. Thanks for making some time for us today. We'll let you get back to the club.
Stealing money?
Yeah, stealing money. But thank you as always, Steve. We appreciate you.
It's only a couple hundred a day. It's not bad. Okay, thanks, guys.
That's Steve Jones, U.S. Open champion, and I'm sure a champion out there at Mesa Community College, Mesa Country Club. Great club, man. They have a great gym, great membership there, and a lot of good people that play out there. All right, get Masters ready at Van Golf Shops, as they are a great partner of ours, vansgolfshops.com. One thing is they offer the 90-day satisfaction guarantee, so check that out. All right, it's time to take on one of the gorgeous Twin Peaks girls from the Camelback location. It's called Peaks Picks. Got a $25 gift card on the line. It's a few beers, some food. We'll take the fifth caller at 602-230-0620. We're going to do some NBA. It'll be Lakers at Warriors, which is tonight. Suns at Lakers, which is tomorrow night. And then Nuggets at Spurs on Sunday. We'll need a score of that one. We'll take your information off the air. So Lakers, Warriors, Suns, Lakers, and Nuggets, Spurs. We'll need a score of that one. 602-230-0620. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B right here at Twin Peaks Camelback.
Game on Peoria. When it's time to eat big, drink cold, and watch every play, make it Big's American Bar and Grill in the P83 district. Big's is serving up huge portions of your favorites. Burgers, wings, nachos, plus a full bar and TVs everywhere you look. And don't miss happy hour Monday through Thursday, 3 to 6:30 p.m. with $2 off well drinks and $2 off domestic drafts, plus daily specials all week long. Bring your friends, grab a seat on the patio, and settle in for the game. Big's American Bar and Grill, where Peoria comes to play, eat, and watch.
Phoenix, if you need a plumber, call the team that does it the right way. Victory Plumbing Arizona. It's particular plumbing for particular people, with upfront pricing before the work starts, so there's no surprises when the job's done. And here's a deal just for listeners. Tell them you heard Victory Plumbing on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, and they'll waive the service charge. For leaks, clogs, water heaters, or anything plumbing, book today at victoryplumbingarizona.com. ROC number 268603. Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Swing into Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for the new Titleist Vokey SM11 wedges. The new Vokey SM11 wedges are tour-inspired to have optimized flight, improved spin performance, and tour-level grinds. Sharpen your short game and check out the new Titleist Vokey SM11s today. Book your custom fitting in-store or online. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Trusted by golfers since 1963 and home to the legendary 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Get there.
When hot is not an option, Stay Cool delivers. From patios to warehouses, shops to summer events, Stay Cool's Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube mobile air coolers deliver more air for less money. They're rust-free and backed by more than 40 years of experience keeping you cool. Available now online at Home Depot, Lowe's, and Tractor Supply. Shipped to the store or right to your door. Visit staycool-products.com. Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube. Get yours today with free shipping and beat the heat. Looking for the perfect place to eat, drink, and watch the game this spring? Twin Peaks is serving up bold, scratch-made favorites, handcrafted cocktails, and the coldest Bud Lights and Michelob Ultras in town, poured at 29 degrees. Big screens everywhere, all 5 locations, and an atmosphere like no other. Bring the crew and make it a night. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views. TwinPeaksRestaurant.com.
Are you ready
Picks.
It's your weekly chance to challenge one of the beautiful girls from Twin Peaks. It's Peaks Picks. The Twin Peaks girls are the essential ingredient to the perfect lodge experience. Each week, our girl next door Twin Peaks contestant takes on an ESPN 620 listener for 3 games. Get the most picks right. Win a $25 man card for one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks locations: Scottsdale, Phoenix, Glendale, Tempe, and Deer Valley. Now, time for Peaks Picks.
All right, we're at the Camelback location today, and it's all brought to you by Bud Light. Our Peaks Picks, we got 3 games: Lakers at Warriors, Suns at Lakers, and then Nuggets at Spurs. So tonight, tomorrow, and then Sunday. Bree joins us here. Bree, this is your second or third time, I think, doing the Peaks Picks, right? You've
Happy
done this
to be
before.
here,
Oh,
yes.
yeah, she's a pro. When are you typically here? When can people come visit you when you're working?
Definitely the weekends, Thursday through Sunday.
Okay, that's when you're here. Okay, good stuff. All right, so we're going to start with you're going to be competing against Mitch, who is a longtime listener of ours. So he is on board. He's on hold right now. So we'll go with you first there, Bree. Lakers at Warriors tonight. Who do you like in this one?
Definitely Lakers.
Definitely Lakers. You got a lot of Laker fans in here, I think, right?
And I'm one of them.
Oh, and you're one of them?
Yes.
Okay, all right. What's up, Mitch? How you doing, buddy? It's been a long time. How you doing, buddy?
I am great, guys. How are you?
Doing great. All right, you got a tough one today. Bree knows what she's talking about, Mitch. So Lakers or Warriors tonight? It's in San Francisco.
I'm not a Lakers fan, but I'm going to take the Lakers. They need to win this game.
Okay, all right.
The second game will be the Suns at the Lakers tomorrow night, 7 p.m. tip-off. Bree, who do you got in this game?
The Lakers, 100%.
Oh,
yes.
she's going Lakers.
Yes.
All right, Mitch, not that it matters the Suns win or lose, but which way are you going on this one?
I'm going to contradict what I just said and go with the Suns this time.
Go with the Suns. Okay. All right, now we need to score in this one, gang. All right, so Denver Nuggets will be at San Antonio, 5:30 Sunday night. I need the winner and the score, Bree. So who's going to win first, and then what's the score going to be?
I'm going to face the Lakers, 105-100.
So it's the Denver Nuggets and the San Antonio Spurs. Those are the two
San
teams.
Antonio,
Okay.
hands down.
Hands down.
Yes.
And the score is going to be what?
105-100.
All right, Mitch. You got your work cut out for you. It's going to come down to this.
I'm a Denver kid. I got to go with the Nuggets.
All right. Give me a score for the heck of it.
We'll see.
I think it's going to be high scoring, like 120 to 110.
110. All right, good stuff. Hey, Mitch, man, thanks for listening and thanks for playing, buddy. Hope you're doing well.
I'm doing great. Love to be part of the program. You guys do a great job, and keep it up.
Thank you, Mitch. Appreciate that. Remember, Mitch, we used to hook us up with
Yes,
some
you did.
some good food.
We sure did. Out there, amongst several of the places out there, the restaurants that are out there.
All right, Bree, tell us what's going on. I think happy hour starts at 3, right?
Yes, happy hour does start from 3 to 6 p.m. and then we resume from 10 p.m. to close.
So a little reverse happy hour.
Yes, and then
Okay.
we have some specials going on today as well. We do have our Blue Moon Coors Light along with our Mother Road Tower Station. So come by and get a sip.
You got it. Good stuff there. Bree, good job as always. Appreciate it. Good luck to you.
Talking smack, a
Thank
Lakers
you.
fan.
There she was. So good stuff there.
Thank
So
you, Bree.
Of course.
That was good. So Bree joined us here at the Camelback location, and she did a great job as always. Do want to mention that Bud Light and Michelob Ultra are our partners today here at Twin Peaks at all 5 locations. So she didn't get the memo on that one, but that's okay.
She's not one of our veterans, and she's not bashful either. Lakers fan extraordinaire, coming in here just kind of shouting Mitch down.
Also, for those of you who don't drink the beer, you can swing into Twin Peaks for this week's Masters and enjoy $8.50 Tito transfusions and $6 Red Bull Well vodkas at all 5 Valley locations. Of course, that's here at Camelback, Deer Valley, which will be at Scottsdale next week.
Scottsdale.
Deer Valley, Glendale, and in Tempe. So Twin Peaks each drinks and scenic views.
You know, you look at San Antonio and everybody kind of getting ready for the play-in and the playoffs. Suns are basically there at dialed in number 7 spot. They're their last 2 games, OKC and the Lakers. I'll be very interested to see with Jordan Knott, who he rests and who he plays, versus, hey, they want to make sure they're hitting on all cylinders going into the playing game, which starts next Tuesday, I believe.
Yeah, Booker already said he doesn't know which game he'll miss, but he'll miss a game. And you have to remember you had 2 guys go out with injuries last night.
Yeah, not a good time for Jalen Green and Goodwin to go out.
So you already had Grayson Allen and Mark Williams sitting on the bench in street clothes.
That was interesting. I mean, Green lasted, 4 minutes, 5 minutes?
Yeah.
And he went right to the locker room.
Right to the locker room.
So I don't know if he bumped his knee or bruised a knee. And then with Goodwin, whatever his situation is. But you hope those guys, they sit the last 2. Everybody's ready to go. They'll have, 1, 2, 3, 4 days off until they play on Tuesday night. It looks like it's probably going to be the Clippers at this point, taking on the Clippers, and then hopefully they win that one. But, you just hope they're back to the semblance we saw with everybody being available. Grayson Allen didn't play last night.
Right. Or Mark Williams.
I don't know if Allen plays these last 2 games to make sure that knee is completely healthy moving forward, because he's been on again, off again, on again, off again.
You know, I'm listening to some people the other day, and they were complaining that the Suns should have been in the top 6. And take me back, guys, when the season began. Didn't we all sit together on the show and say, hey, look, if they made the play-in, it would be a win?
Sure.
We all said that,
Sure,
right?
Bob, we got a little selfish because they had a little run there.
They had a run, okay? But what happened is that other teams got better, and as the season went on,
like Lakers.
Yes, they got real good, and now they're decimated with injuries.
Well, didn't we talk about halfway through the season, like January, teams would start to show who they really are.
Yep.
Or who they really are.
Yeah.
Contenders, pretenders.
Yep.
And to your point, the Suns playing great defense, moving the ball. These last couple of weeks, their defense has been suspect, and Jordan not concerned, especially guys going to the rack, driving down the lane over and over again. Rebound, offensive rebound.
That's the
second
key.
chance points.
Yep.
Points off a turnover. So I think some flaws have kind of raised their ugly head for this Suns team the last 2 or 3 weeks that you hope they can get cured going into the play-in games.
I would say this season is a win.
I would totally agree.
It's a win. Because a lot of people thought, well, they're not even going to win as many games as they did last year. And we felt that they were at least competitive enough to make the top 10, and they have.
And you can still see some of the flaws.
Oh, absolutely.
To win 42, 43 games, I think the over, 30? Vegas had them at 35?
I think so.
Over under 35. But, I think this is a great team to build on. If they can get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't know. If they played San Antonio, they played San Antonio pretty damn good the entire year.
They did, and Wemby's hurt.
You just never know. But I think you just hope that the flaws don't befell them in the play-in situation to get out of it.
I think the longer-term picture is still complicated. Suns don't control any of their first-round picks between this year to 31. That really limits them to rebuild in any area that they need help in. So, I know for this season, getting into playoffs was all you needed just to get an opportunity to play in a loaded Western Conference, right?
Yes.
So that's good. I guess you got to look at it that way.
Yeah.
I still think the jury's out on the Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks for Durant.
Combo.
For Durant, right? I think the expectations to Mark Williams was good. Brooks was great, I think. And I think we like Jordan Knott, right? For a first-year coach, I think he's done a good job. But injuries, I don't know how you get around that. Booker can't do this himself. He remains the foundation, but he can't do this he needs some support. So hopefully a full season with Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks. Then, all right, this team's, So the expectations going into next year are going to be extremely high.
I agree, and one thing they are going to have to fix is their size.
Need a big man.
They are not big enough. Look, I told you early in the show, if you go back to the Houston game, Sangoon just pushed Mark Williams all over the place.
Well, it wasn't on him,
It
Jimmy.
scored at will.
It was
on Mark Williams.
Yeah,
it really was.
It was the 2 forwards were having their way. The one kid, the offensive rebounding or lack of rebounding, it wasn't just Sangoon. It was the other 2 were just kind of muscling their way. You can see the frustration on Jordan Ott with the second chance points.
Yeah.
The rebounding was off. Offensive rebounding was off the charts by this Houston team. And this, talk about a team that's really starting to, get into it or starting to get their groove on. This Houston team and KD, looking, he didn't have to do much initially. Then that fourth quarter, he kind of took over. But that's one thing with Houston. KD doesn't have to be the guy with Houston.
That's fair.
He doesn't have to be there. Those other guys that were doing it, say Goon and the other Anderson and the other kid, up and down the court. He comes in, he's kind of the closer. I look at KD as the closer with that team. So that's going to be a team to contend with as well, too.
Hey, one other note with the D-backs, I think we got to keep an eye out. Eddie Rodriguez is drawing some national attention with his extended scoreless inning streak. He's yet to allow a run through 12 innings this season, facing two pretty good teams in the Braves and the Dodgers. So here he is tonight with the Mets. And, wow, that'd be a nice little story. Like early season nugget.
Yeah.
Whereas I think there was a lot of question marks going into the season. Granted, it's only 2 weeks into the season, but there was a lot of questions on, where is he in the rotation? And right now, he's moving up because of the success he's having. I know it's only 2 games, but I think he'll take it.
0.00 ERA. Erod,
no wins.
What a
it's all right.
Transformation from last year.
Yeah.
Lose your 40 pounds, you pitch effectively.
Yep. We got to put a bow on the national championship. 37 wins, a jumbo front court. 5 starters from 5 different schools. Michigan wins the national title, unlike anything we've seen before. Mike Adras will break it down. We'll get into that. Also, D-back fans pack Chase Field. They show up. They believe. But there's one thing missing, that moment. And I'll tell you what that's all about coming up at about 3:15. And then Howard Balzer talking Cardinal football. Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B from Twin Peaks, Camelback.
Hey everybody, Dan Bickley here, and we all know how important the home court advantage can be in sports, and that's exactly what you'll get from my friends at Advanced Window Products. They are a local window and door manufacturer that sells directly to the public. They've got their own factory right here in the Valley, which means you get faster turnaround times, no middleman markups, and windows that are custom built for your home, not generic sizes, retrofitted on site. Now, most window companies are just resellers, not Advanced Window Products. They'll build your windows, install your windows, then guarantee them for life. And that installation is done by vetted, trained, full-time crews, not subcontractors. Their windows also engineered for Arizona's extreme climate, which lowers your energy bills year-round. And during their spring special, you can get $2,500 off the purchase of 10 or more windows. Give them a call at 480-764-2110. Find them online at advancedwindows.com.
Bigger fields, bigger events, bigger experiences. Arizona Athletic Grounds. Arizona Athletic Grounds is a 275-acre sports and entertainment destination for athletes, fans, and families. Located in Mesa, AAG is one of the largest multi-sport complexes in the country, with over 475,000 square feet indoors and more than 150 fields and courts. From tournaments to training to cheer, dance, concerts, and corporate events, the grounds does it all. Learn more at azgrounds.com.
Hey listeners, how do you help first responders and their families when they need help? Well, you can come to a benefit concert party at Kierland Golf Course in the Marshalls Pavilion. Friday night, May 8th, 80s cover band Rock Lobster. They tear it up in the AZ band scene. Food, drinks, and fun for great cause. The 100 Club of Arizona has been assisting public safety members since 1968 with the line of duty death, mental health, safety equipment, and scholarship for family members. Go to 100club.org. That's 100club.org events page.
When it comes to sushi, reputation matters, and Sushi Brokers Arcadia has built theirs on being the best sushi in Arizona. From traditional rolls to bold fusion creations, like our crowd favorite, Seafood Dynamite, and the must-try sushi pizza. We've got something for everyone. Our famous happy hour is every day from 3 to 6:30 with fresh favorites like the California roll, spicy tuna roll, and the surf and turf roll topped with seared steak. Sushi Brokers Arcadia, 44th Street in Indian School.
Hey, it's Kevin Rowe from Blue Run Row, trusted across Arizona for helping injured people after serious car wrecks.
And I'm Sean Forrester, managing attorney at Lerner & Rowe Law Group. We may sound alike, but Lerner & Rowe Law Group is a completely separate firm focused solely on criminal defense. We handle serious felonies, DUIs, and misdemeanors with decades of courtroom experience. If you're facing criminal charges, don't wait. Call Lerner & Rowe Law Group now at 602-977-1900.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports, is ESPN 620. It's Thursday, and welcome to Lodge Mentality. The guys are live at Twin Peaks Phoenix, located at 21st Street in Camelback. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge and home of the 29-degree beer, served in perfectly frosted 22-ounce mugs. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
Left to the floor, layup doesn't go, ball knocked around, flung down the floor, Camelback trying to track it down, and he will. And it's over. Hail to the champions. Hail to Michigan. For the first time in 37 years, the Wolverines win the national title.
All right, Michigan goes 37-3. They set a program record for wins. They get the Big Ten, its first national championship that you just heard, 2000, which was Michigan State. Coach Mike Adras has been with us for the entire ride. And, Coach, someone who's been around this game for a long time, decades, how significant is this championship in the big picture of the sport? A Big Ten team that hasn't won since 2000.
Well, I do know that the Big Ten made a lot of money off the NCAA tournament this year. Their teams did exceptionally well, and I think I'm looking both men and women's side national championships. So, for the league, it means a lot. And for each individual school in that league, it means even more because, they're going to generate an extra probably $5 to $7 million per university, which then gives them money to go out and get, players in the portal and everything. And so, Michigan already, I think I saw it today or yesterday, where they have a big guy from Tennessee now transferring up there that they've already got committed. Winning the national championship helps. Winning with big guys that all transferred in certainly is eye-opening to youngsters out there looking to transfer schools, and to the victors go the spoils, and it's going to continue along for the Big Ten. So to answer your question, how significant to the Big Ten? I think it's huge for their men's basketball programs. The Big Ten is looked at as a big football league, but, you can't argue with their basketball success this past season.
Look, Coach, and you failed to mention Indiana won the national title in football, too. So Indiana, UCLA, and then Michigan. I mean, talk about the coffers being filled to keep that conference going, whatever, as far as you talking about the divvying up of the funds.
Absolutely. And I should have mentioned Indiana, right? And both of them, if you look at it, Indiana had to, new coach a couple years ago, and it took them a couple years. Boom, national championship. Indiana, same thing. And good God, that football program was the worst in Division I history. And, you bring in the right people, you get a few people excited in that transfer portal, which is, allows these teams now to be able to do complete overhauls, almost immediately. And I'm sure the people in the Valley are now hoping that, Randy Bennett and crew will certainly do an overhaul to that men's basketball program, because they can see how fast things can change if you are good and successful at getting the right pieces through that portal transfer system.
Coach, and we talked about this on Monday about the way the UConn would probably slow the game down, buck it up a little bit. They really did. I mean, as ugly as that was, they were only 2 possessions away
for winning that basketball game.
You know, early on they interviewed Coach Hurley and during the game, and you know, he admitted right there that, you know, maybe our only way of winning this is to make this game ugly. And I was like, oh boy, we're in for, you know, a knockdown drag out here. And it was, I got to say, personally, it was hard to watch because it wasn't the most fluid basketball game. You know, my wife was just sitting there at the end thinking, Michigan deserves to lose. They're really blowing this game. And I was like, well, that's exactly what Connecticut was hoping for in their game plan and whatnot. But, you know, Michigan made the free throws. That certainly was the difference, you know, in this one. It wasn't a pretty championship, but it was the best team did win, which, you know, is a good thing, I believe. And congratulations to UConn for, you know, having to play different ways throughout the tournament and to find success. And, you know, he's proven in the last 5 years what a great coach he is, you know, with 3 championship games. And I got to give Jimmy B credit. I know we don't do that all the time, but, you know, Jimmy B was the one who said maybe Michigan's got to press a little bit to speed up the tempo. And I had a big smile on my face when I saw them do that a little bit at the end of the first half. I thought there were 2 really critical plays, you know, in the game, one in each half. In the first half, when the hook and hold thing where they got 2 free throws and the ball out of bounds, like a technical, so to speak, that gave Michigan enough to have the lead at halftime. Otherwise, they were going into the half behind. UConn was in control of the game at that point. So that was a clear change of momentum in the game. And then in the second half, with about a minute and just under 2 minutes to go, when UConn got a steal, missed the layup, got a second chance, missed that, and then Michigan came down and hit their, only second free of the game. And in essence, that was what I would call a 5-point play because Connecticut didn't get 2 and Michigan, you know, wound up getting 3. So, and effectively that iced the game with, about a minute 30 to go.
Coach, thank you for the compliment because I never get them on this show.
Damn
so
right.
Thank you.
You don't deserve it.
No, probably not. Coach, my question to you is this. Now, people are complaining and crying the blues that Michigan's starting 5 were all transfer portal guys. So, wait a minute. If memory serves me correctly, every school can go to the transfer portal and go out and get players. So why all of a sudden has that become an issue? Is it just because of Michigan? Is it because of the Big Ten? Or is it just jealousy?
Well, you're right in that everybody has the opportunity, but do they have an equal opportunity? When your league is got a TV contract that's paying each school, you know, roughly $15, $20 million a year, and now you get an additional $5-6 million in tournament bonus money, a lot of other leagues aren't getting that kind of money to spend. So they can't go out and get the best players in the transfer portal like the big boys can. And so there's a little bit of a discrepancy there. But I do agree with what you said in that everybody has an opportunity. And just because you think you're getting the best player, you know, somebody has a good reputation, you don't know what that person truly is like. Are they selfish players where some teams are happy to get rid of those people? You know, I mean, you know, in business, you get a reference call on one of your employees that is looking at another job, and you say nothing but good things because you want them out the door. You know? Like you want them to stay. So some coaches are glad to get rid of some of their what I would call cancer within their program, right? And so you have to be very careful with what you're going out there shopping and purchasing. And so Michigan just I mean, they hit a home run, but I could see them turning around a year from now and striking out doing what they did, right? And not just because you have these players, but you have to do something with them. And that's where I think Michigan really deserves a lot of credit, because they transformed some players that weren't great at their previous place, but figured out how to play well together and created a great team this past season.
And, Coach, speaking of that, you look at the last 10 NCAA championships, aside from the 2020 being canceled, there's only 2 teams literally west of the Mississippi that have won. That's KU and Baylor. Everybody else is east of the Mississippi. And what does that say about the dominance of the NCAA basketball titles east of the Mississippi? Are they out buying? Is it better basketball? What's happened west of the Mississippi, Coach?
Well, I think exposure certainly does play a role in that. And, you know, we get a lot of East Coast games that come on, and the major networks want to show teams from the SEC, the Big Ten, and the ACC. And with the dissolvement of the Pac-12, although it's trying to rebuild itself now, that's going to take a while. But, yeah, there's a big problem here for West Coast basketball and West Coast sports in general, okay? I'm sure you can say the same thing in college football. When's the last time a West Coast team won a national championship? So it's unfortunate that, you know, kids are willing to go wherever the money's going to take them and whatnot. And I would like to see it more balanced out. I certainly understand your point there, and it's troublesome in that regard because of just really exposure to what those kids receive at those east of the Mississippi River schools and stuff.
So, Coach, you know, we get all, you know, close for the last 4 weeks. You know, things are going good. So, do you want to take on, like, NHL playoffs next, or what do you want to do next?
Hey, my Golden Knights have moved into a tie for first place, and we were dead in the water, fired the coach who won a Stanley Cup for us, and bring in somebody else, and now we haven't lost. So, yeah, I'm ready for hockey next.
All right, good. You'll be our puck insider. All right, good job.
All
right.
Do you guys even talk hockey anymore? You lost
sadly,
the program there in the Valley, okay? What the heck? Or are you all now Utah Mammoth fans or whatever they are?
No, we're not Utah fans, but it just sucks. We just got to keep our fingers crossed that we will get a team again. But, you know, right now, watching Wisconsin and North Dakota in the Frozen Four semis, so we got that on right now at Twin Peaks. But no, we'll call you for some puck knowledge when we get closer to the playoffs.
You know, I let me ask you guys this. I mean, do you agree with the comment that the NHL playoffs are the toughest playoffs in major sports to actually survive and win that thing?
Absolutely.
Because
no question. Yep. No question. Toughest sport, too.
Second to the National Football League.
Whatever.
Not even.
Play once a week.
Yeah, once a week. Second. No challenge. No debate.
Yeah, the thing is, Manuch has never been on ice before. He can't even skate.
I have skated.
Oh,
Sure.
whatever. There's no way.
I was assistant coach for Landon's Little League team back in the day.
Little League? They called it Little League?
Christown Mall before it was still there. The ice that was there.
Coach, we'll talk to you, buddy. Thank you.
Hey, Roc Manuch has that little plastic chair that he has to use when he's on the ice rink and everything.
Hey, Coach, whatever it takes to get you around, right?
That's something else. Good stuff.
You guys
Coach,
are the
thank
best.
you, buddy.
I really appreciate doing this.
No, we love having you, man. That's great stuff. It's been a fun ride. We'll keep doing it. All right, that's Mike Gage just joining us, of course, our NCAA insider once again for the last, 10-plus years, so it's been great. So, all right, we're going to switch gears a little bit here. D-back fans, you pack chase. You show up. You believe. But there's one thing missing, that moment. The lights drop. The music hits. The crowd just loses their mind. Well, coming up, I'm making the case for why Arizona deserves a closer with a walk-up song. I mean, they need to put their money into a closer now. I don't care if you got to save whatever you need to do, Kendrick, we got to get to this level that a lot of other teams are doing, and I'll tell you why next. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy.
April is packed. Championship golf, basketball playoffs, football draft, playoff hockey, and top-tier soccer. Don't watch the action just anywhere. Watch it at Twin Peaks. Grab a Tito's transfusion for just $8.50 during championship golf, April 9th through the 12th. Great food, cold Bud Lights and Michelob Ultras, and every game on every screen. Twin Peaks. Eat, drinks, scenic views. Find a lodge near you at TwinPeaksRestaurant.com.
Swing into Van's Golf Shops for the new Titleist Scotty Cameron Phantom Putter. The new Phantom Putters are precisely engineered to deliver softer feel, sharper distance control, and total confidence over every putt. Find your favorite Phantom today by testing out the new diverse net configurations and tour-proven shaping. Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, trusted by golfers since 1963, and home to the legendary 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Get there.
Bigger fields, bigger events, bigger experiences. Arizona Athletic Grounds. Arizona Athletic Grounds is a 275-acre sports and entertainment destination for athletes, fans, and families. Located in Mesa, AAG is one of the largest multi-sport complexes in the country, with over 475,000 square feet indoors and more than 150 fields and courts. From tournaments to training to cheer, dance, concerts, and corporate events, the Grounds does it all. Learn more at azgrounds.com.
Another Arizona storm season's rolling through. Before the next big downpour hits, call State 48 Roofing for your free roof inspection. Whether it's cracked tiles, flat roofs, or old shingles, don't wait for leaks to show up. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer, trusted for over a decade in both residential and commercial roofing. Protect your home, protect your business with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509 today.
Phoenix, if you need a plumber, call the team that does it the right way. Victory Plumbing Arizona. It's particular plumbing for particular people, with upfront pricing before the work starts, so there's no surprises when the job's done. And here's a deal just for listeners. Tell them you heard Victory Plumbing on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, and they'll waive the service charge. For leaks, clogs, water heaters, or anything plumbing, book today at victoryplumbingarizona.com. ROC number 268603.
Game on Peoria. When it's time to eat big, drink cold, and watch every play, make it Big's American Bar and Grill in the P83 district. Big's is serving up huge portions of your favorites. Burgers, wings, nachos, plus a full bar and TVs everywhere you look. And don't miss happy hour Monday through Thursday, 3 to 6:30 p.m. with $2 off well drinks and $2 off domestic drafts, plus daily specials all week long. Bring your friends, grab a seat on the patio, and settle in for the game. Big's American Bar and Grill, where Peoria comes to play, eat, and watch.
DJ Khaled! Yeah, but all I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind.
It's Thursday, and welcome to Lodge Mentality. The guys are live at Twin Peaks Phoenix, located at 21st Street in Camelback. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge and home of the 29-degree beer, served in perfectly frosted 22-ounce mugs. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
All right, Alex Balzer will talk some Cardinal football here in about 12 minutes. But we talk about identity, something that the D-backs have lacked for many years. And it's just by coincidence that it's the case. Unfortunately, it was Kirk Gibson. It was Tony Stewart. Not Tony Stewart.
Oh, Dave Stewart?
Dave Stewart.
Yep. Tony La Russa there.
Tony La Russa, that's where I got that.
Tony La Russa.
I got the first and last wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Stu was here.
But, the walk-up, the entrance from a closer has become a real big deal. And Diaz made it real popular with the Mets, now with the Dodgers, Mason Miller. And I think most people think that Trevor Hoffman started this. Some say Mariano Rivera. But what's the real origin story? So I got to take you back to 1972 in the New York Yankees. A kid in the PR department and a left-handed reliever who you know the name, Sparky Lyle. And this assistant PR guy wanted to give Lyle a kind of a theater-type entrance. something that would make the crowd feel it. So he called down to the organist, Toby Wright of the Yankees, and when Lyle stepped off the bullpen car, for those of you who probably don't know, but back in the day, the pitchers would come out in a golf cart that was shaped like a baseball, and it was the bullpen cart. And I wish the D-backs would start that. If they could bring that back and be the only team to have the bullpen cart,
fun.
that'd be pretty kick-ass.
It would be fun.
So they would play, the song that they played was this song. See if you know the name of this song. The graduation march.
Yes,
right?
yes.
It was Pomp and Circumstances. And it worked. Now, it only lasted for a couple years. But this was, if we go back in time, this was the entrance of the closer.
Okay.
They were the
Very
first to
first
start
one.
this in New York
Okay.
Yankees.
Yep.
So, however, Sparky said it added too much pressure. Then they asked them to stop. But the seed was planted, right? So then some people thought that if you didn't know about that, if you didn't know anything, and I didn't, I had to look it up and do, it's called research and prep, Jimmy.
Oh, okay.
And
I don't know what that is.
and even Hollywood noticed, because Major League in 1989, the Wild thing with Rick Vaughn, if you remember, this scene captures exactly the energy we're talking about.
Classic. It really was. Classic. Just a great movie. Yeah. Set the tone.
All right, then came the moment that changed baseball forever. Qualcomm Stadium in San Diego. Trevor Hoffman walks out with AC/DC's Hell's Bells, and the place absolutely lost its mind. Now, here's what's interesting, and what people forget, that in 1998, the World Series, the Yankees brass saw what San Diego was doing. They watched the Padre fans go absolutely insane, and then it'll lead us to the next clip after this one. But I want to kind of just play a little bit of what it was like when Trevor Hoffman came out in Qualcomm Stadium. Absolutely nuts. Now, Trevor Hoffman was an outstanding closer. Of course, Hall of Famer. Yep. So the Yankees saw what San Diego was doing, and they elevated it with Mariano Rivera, who is the greatest closer in baseball history. And what I love about it is the announcers talk. The announcer, I should say, and they actually make a point of saying number 42. And here is how this all went down when Metallica's Enter Sandman.
Number 42, Mariano Rivera. Number 42.
Another thing he does, he says the number twice, which was old school back then. They do that. I mean, a whole generation of fans learned what a closer entrance felt like, because the Yankee Stadium, they shut the lights off when they do that. So now we fast forward. Now we get to today, and nobody does it better than how the Mets did it last year around Edwin Diaz and Narco and the trumpets and the lights, and how Citi Field absolutely goes bonkers. But Mets fans are losing their mind now, because obviously Diaz left for the Dodgers. They were devastated because they knew what they were losing. Not just a closer, but a moment.
Attention, please. Now pitching for the Dodgers. Number 3,
Badass. It's just so badass. But now there's a new name every baseball fan is learning, and that's the Padres' Mason Miller in corn.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Padres, number 22, Mason Miller.
D-back fans deserve something like
That's
this.
awesome. It is.
They deserve the walk to the mound. They deserve a song dropping. They need crowd rising. They need a moment like this that they have. And I don't know if it's going to mean, all right, the D-backs closer is going to be any good. But who cares at this point?
You're just looking for a song?
Give us that moment. Give us that walk-up. Give us that version of Hell's Bells or Enter Sandman or come up with something. Of course, the only question is who's the guy. But I'm sure they can figure out who the song is. But you can go back to Jonathan Papelbon, if you remember him with the Red Sox, did Shipping Up Boston, Dropkick Murphy. Kerry Wood with the Cubs was Crazy Train. Ozzy Osbourne, Brad Lidge was Back in Black with AC/DC. So, I mean, I just hope that they could find that closer, and maybe they could kind of create that moment at Chase.
Boy, that adds so much more life.
It does.
To a baseball game.
It changes the whole dynamic.
I think people stay longer
Sure, yeah.
because they want to see that.
Yeah, they want to see that. He's coming out of the bullpen. The Diaz thing, when first time I heard that was the Mets, I actually stopped.
We were playing it. We were like, we were giving a highlight because you just wanted to hear the trumpet.
Exactly. You're like, can we do that again?
But the Corn Blind song is pretty badass for Mason Miller.
Who never thought Corn would be part of a walk-up?
Really?
Yeah. All right, NFL Draft is 2 weeks away. The Cardinals hold the number 3 pick. Of course, Howard Balzer is going to join us. But first, here's another Vans Golf Shops ESPN Radio 620 Sports Center update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy V's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The first major of the PGA Tour season is officially underway as the 2026 Masters teed off early this morning, and we are just about through round 1. Defending champion Rory McIlroy is picking up right where he left off, holding a share of the lead at 5 under par with Sam Burns. Meanwhile, Scottie Scheffler is off to a strong start as well, highlighted by an early eagle to kick off his round. He currently sits at 2 under par, just 3 shots back of the lead as the opening round continues at Augusta. Get Masters ready at Vans Golf Shops. From clubs, golf balls, shoes, apparel, and golf tech, Vans has Arizona golfers covered. Serving golfers since 1963 with custom club fitting and a 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Shop now at vansgolfshops.com. That's vansgolfshops.com.
We get it. A meal shouldn't cost you nearly $20. And we agree. At Venezia's Pizzeria, lunch or dinner for under $10 is still a thing. And for an even sweeter deal, stop in and grab a Slice Rewards card. Get a stamp for every qualifying Slice special. 10 visits, 1 free qualifying special. Simple. And every Tuesday, we double your stamps. That's your free pizza twice as fast. Venezia's Pizzeria, a family tradition with great rewards.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Being in an auto accident is traumatic. You need to call the best law firm that has the experience to get you the best results. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
When hot is not an option, Stay Cool delivers. From patios to warehouses, shops to summer events, Stay Cool's Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube mobile air coolers deliver more air for less money. They're rust-free and backed by more than 40 years of experience keeping you cool. Available now online at Home Depot, Lowe's, and Tractor Supply. Shipped to the store or right to your door. Visit staycool-products.com. Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube. Get yours today with free shipping and beat the heat.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
You've said it before. This will only take a second. Just a quick glance. A fast reply. But on the road, seconds don't wait for you. They decide everything. Who stops, who doesn't, who makes it home. So next time your phone lights up, ask yourself, is this distraction worth a ticket or even a life? Put the phone away or pay. Paid for by NHTSA.
Harry Douglas here. Let me ask you something. What if you can enjoy the taste of a cocktail, the warmth of a spirit, and still stay fully in control? That's RK Zero Proof, a pioneer in the alcohol-free spirits category. RK delivers bold flavor and a real warming sensation with zero alcohol, zero sugar, zero carbs, and zero calories. Perfect for nights out, social gatherings, or anytime you want the experience of a drink without sacrificing tomorrow. Check it out at rkbeverages.com. That's ARKAY beverages.com. RK, all the flavor, none of the alcohol.
He's been covering the National Football League for close to 50 years. A longtime NFL writer, broadcaster, and co-host of the Pro Football Hall of Fame show on SiriusXM. A Hall of Fame voter, Howard Balzer. Now on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
He covers cards for CardsWire at usatoday.com. And he is always part of the Hall of Fame coverage on SiriusXM NFL Radio and covered over 45 Super Bowls. All right, Howard, here we are 2 weeks from the draft in Pittsburgh. So 2 weeks out, what are you hearing? Do they stay at 3 or is a trade back the real play here? What do you see? What do you think?
What are you hearing? I mean, that's a great question at this time of the year because we're all hearing a bunch of stuff that 98% of it won't come true. And yet so many people believe it. Say, oh, this insider said that. Oh, this guy's moving up. Oh, this guy said that. Well, so what? And I understand it. Everyone loves to talk about it. It's great. It's great discussion points. But most of it is not close to reality. Now, we all know who the top players are. That's obvious. But to actually think that anyone knows what teams are going to do is dreaming. And so from that standpoint, I think still for the Cardinals, I mean, here's the thing. How can anyone out there knows what they're going to do when they don't know?
That's very true.
I mean, that's the reality. Now, I'm sure they have a pretty good idea that if they stay at 3, they know that there's going to be some good players there that they will take, whether it's an edge rusher, whether it's a tackle, whatever it might be. But certainly trading down is something that they're going to listen to. I love when people breaking news. The Cardinals are listening to offers or listening about moving down. No, the breaking news would be if someone said, the Cardinals have no interest in trading down, got it locked in. I mean, that's not breaking news. They're always going to look at that. And if there's a deal there that they feel makes sense with the picks that they would acquire, and however far they move down in the first round, they know they're going to get a top pick on their board within a cluster of players, then they'll do it. And I think there's certainly a possibility that could very well happen.
Howard, with the players that they're bringing in for final interviews, so to speak, are they allowed to work the players out as well? Is that allowed under the CBA?
I'm not. I don't believe. No, those are they're just called 30 visits because those are visits. And so, basically, what teams like to do in that situation, they'll bring in. Everyone I think thinks this happens in a vacuum, and all of a sudden one guy comes in and they visit with him and this and that, and then he leaves. Well, no, they'll bring in a group of players at the same time, and so coaches and everybody in the organization, they love to see how guys interact with each other. How do they interact with others in the building? Are there players? Well, there's certainly players around. We know working out, strength and conditioning. What are the interactions there? And that's what's being looked at. And a lot of it is done mainly. I mean, you have 30 of these. Well, nobody's got 30 picks in the draft, and a lot of this is kind of to send these little messages to other teams that, hey, here's guys who we might be interested in. Sometimes there's teams will bring in a guy that they're not interested in picking where they are in the first round, especially if it's early, but they want other teams to think that they are. And then that tracks to, the ability or what might happen with a trade. And so, but it's, near the end of the process. Certainly a lot of the guys aren't players that the Cardinals are interested in, but you still never know how serious they are about certain guys.
Howard Balzer is our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. Howard, take me then to what is taking place right now in draft rooms. Is it closed doors, smoky from cigar smoke? What are these guys? What are these guys doing? I know that's a yesteryear with all the cigar smoke. But exactly, can you kind of break down what those guys are doing right now?
A lot of it is finalizing the board. I think by this point, the teams are pretty well set with how their board is set up, whether it's ranking by players or ranking by position. And there's always going to be a little bit of tweaking here and there. And teams will do their own mock draft, just to give themselves, okay, here's what could very well happen, and here's where we can benefit from it. Now, with the Cardinal situation, with anyone picking in the top 5, well, how much does it really matter what happens after number 3 or after whatever number it is when they pick? However, I think as you get later in the round, there's always a chance that the Cardinals could trade back into the first round near the end of the draft with that early pick in round 2, if there's someone there that they'd like to get. And remember, if you pick a guy in the first round, you have him for potentially 5 years with that 5th-year option. From the second round on, it's a straight 4-year contract. So that drives it, sometimes. And so teams will look at that. And so they'll look and see what they think will happen. But I'll tell you, Gil Brandt used to say this to me all the time, and others will mimic this. I'll say this. No team, guys, when they rank their players, first-round player, second-round player, whatever, no team right now has anywhere close to 31 players that have first-round grades, or 32 players. No one does. In fact, most teams will only have about 15 or 16 true first-round grades. So what does that mean? That means that after the middle of the round, anything can happen because the next, quote, round, let's say the next 32 players from the middle of the first to the middle of the second, aren't that much different. And again, it all depends on what positions are there, obviously what other teams do. And those are all the different, aspects of it that teams are now looking at with their board. A lot of it's closed door, but we're not sitting in there all day. There's going in and out and all that, but there's just a lot of football discussions about things that, could happen in that first round 2 weeks from tonight.
Howard, how much after the fact have the teams opened up to you what their strategy was, what they were doing? And the second part of my question is, have you ever had a chance or opportunity to go sit in the war room, as this happens if they obviously take the phone away from you? But you ever been asked to go in and just observe and write about it afterwards?
I've never had that opportunity. I know some guys have at times, some national guys. I remember Peter King would have that at times. Michael Silver once in a while gets it, but it's pretty rare, especially rare for someone locally to have that kind of access as opposed to anyone else. After the draft, once in a while, someone, if you get into the side, they'll say, man, we were really hoping this player would have fallen to us. But it doesn't get much more than that because, teams, they just don't want stuff getting out there and, to their real thinking about a lot of things. And that's what makes it all so fun because everyone. I've always thought everyone who watches football. There's so I saw a poll last week, I think it was, and it had a percentage of fans who actually said that they think they can draft better than their favorite team.
Gee.
Of course. And the Cardinals were at the top, no surprise there. But there were 30 in this poll, and I asked a couple of people, well, how many people were polled? They put this out there as this Cardinals fans or Browns fans or whatever, as if this is hundreds of thousands of fans who have responded. It's probably 200 people, and all of a sudden they're speaking for an entire fan base. But I saw this poll last week. It actually had the Seahawks, a team that just won the Super Bowl, that has a general manager who's consistently over the last 10 plus years, close to 15, has been one of the best talent evaluators in the sport, John Schneider. There were actually 38% of Seattle fans who thought they could do better than him. I responded to this. It was on Twitter. I said, that says it all about how delusional most fans are. And I think that's where teams have to really be careful. Because if you start listening to fans, especially when it's not that many, everyone goes nuts like Twitter's got millions and millions of people responding. It's not that many. It's not that many. And they certainly don't speak for an entire fan base. And so I think owners that listen to that loud noise have to be very careful about how much they listen to it in terms of people thinking that they can do it better than the guys whose livelihoods depend on it.
Well, Howard, I'm one of them, man. I win my fantasy draft my fantasy team wins like 3 out of the last 4 years. I finished first or second. So I'm in the money. Fantasy football, that's why you think these armchair GMs, because of fantasy football, think they can do a better job. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, that's a big part of it. And I think, too, how popular the draft has become has made everyone pseudo-experts that, they think they can do it as well as teams. And, and I say this all the time about, the Mel Kipers and the Daniel Jeremiahs and the guys who really work hard at this and evaluate these players. And they do a very good job in terms of their opinions of what these players, are. However, the one thing they can't do is that they can't break down their evaluation based on what how different teams might think about those guys. And I've said this many times. You take any position and take quarterback, especially this year, after Fernando Mendoza, and even there, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some team maybe has another quarterback rated a little higher than him. But if you pull 32 teams, and let's take Mendoza out of the calculation, and had Ty Simpson in there, and Garrett Nussmeier, and Drew Aller, and let's say 2 other quarterbacks, 5 quarterbacks, and ask 32 teams, give me the honest thing of how you rank them. You get an amazing number of different rankings from those teams because every team views guys differently. There's nothing alike with it, and I think people always have to take that into consideration when they'll say, that guy was a reach because Mel Kiper had him rated lower. Well, so what? The team that picked him did, and that's all that's important. Doesn't mean they all work out, but these teams are, banking on an incredible amount of information that they've gathered, whether it's on the field, at the combine, personal meetings, talking to people about them. Incredible amount of information that no one besides the teams has access to.
Howard, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not sure on this, but I might have been Wade Phillips when he was a head coach, when he was asked something similar to what you're speaking about, said, if you listen to the fans, the next thing you know, you're sitting in the stands with them.
Yeah.
And you're right. That's exactly the way that you just laid it out, because that's what happens.
Exactly. And I've had a couple of general managers tell me over the years, a few of them, in fact, and, they don't get specific about it, but I said, if any of us was put on a lie detector, he said, we're just guessing. We're just guessing. With all the information, what you're guessing at, with all the information you have, is how will these players make the transition from playing with a bunch of young guys to big boy football in the NFL, where it's your job, where the expectations are high, how will players make that transition, and not only with the ability, but with the work ethic and all those things you have to be successful. And then aside from the injury factor, which you never know how that's going to hit. But yeah, any general manager telling the truth will say, we're just guessing and hoping that we make the right decisions. And that's just the reality of anything when you're talking about human beings, whatever you're picking for. Hey, when you start a new company and you're interviewing people for jobs, how do you know how anybody's really going to do? You look at all the information you have and hope it works out. But a lot of people don't, no matter what line of work you're in.
Howard, good stuff as always, buddy. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks for the time.
All right, guys. Take care.
That's Howard Balzer joining us, Balzer721, and part of CardsWire at USA Today. And he's brought to you today by All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company. Whether you're stranded or need a professional transport, All City Towing has the experience to get the job done right. 24/7, 365 days a year. They're hiring all types of positions, specifically drivers and dispatchers. Right now, join the winning team. Great benefits at allcitytowing.com. All right, we got our Learner Row one call. That's all. We'll tell you what's on tap. Thanks to our friends at Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. They're official partner of Roc and Manuch. We'll continue from Twin Peaks, Camelback.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frankwood Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
Now open in North Scottsdale, it's the Orangedale Lounge. ODs, right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at OrangedaleLounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Drew Brees here. Whether you're on the field or on the road, having the right team on your side makes all the difference. I learned that the hard way. On the field, you don't go anywhere without a solid O-line. And when your car breaks down, you want that same kind of protection. That's why I trust CarShield. Their protection plans help you tackle expensive repairs so that you're not blindsided.
Visit carshield.com now and join the team that's helped millions of drivers save. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
Looking for the perfect place to eat, drink, and watch the game this spring? Twin Peaks is serving up bold, scratch-made favorites, handcrafted cocktails, and the coldest Bud Lights and Michelob Ultras in town, poured at 29 degrees. Big screens everywhere, all 5 locations, and an atmosphere like no other. Bring the crew and make it a night. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views. TwinPeaksRestaurant.com.
It's the Learner and Rowe one call, that's all call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. Learner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
Now Rory at 13. Delicate putt for birdie. Just nudging it. Nudging it in. There we go, Rory. He's within 2. And just like that, Rory McIlroy into second. Scotty Scheffler for Eagle. Scotty Scheffler. Here we go. Scotty, Augusta. Right back to it. I think Remy's starting to understand Dad's pretty good at golf.
Roy McIlroy and Sam Burns are our leaders today at -5, and a bunch of guys grouped in. Reed, David Rose at -3. 90th Masters. Good stuff there. Speaking of golf and Lerner and Rowe, the 13th annual Charity Golf Classic is coming up on April 24th at McCormick Ranch Golf Club. We'll be broadcasting live out there, and they do have a couple foursomes that are available now. We've been reporting that they were sold out, but some of the sponsors, the big ones, have donated back a couple foursomes, which is pretty cool. You know how hard it is that people get off work to play golf, and this is a pretty big deal with a big concert afterwards and things of that sort. So head to lernerandroegivesback.org. That's lernerandroegivesback.org, and jump on that. It's a hell of a tournament. I think you'll be so excited to play, and all that swag you get is off the charts. All right, here's what's on tap, brought to you by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. D-backs coming up here at 4:10 on the mothership, Arizona Sports 98.7. Tomorrow, 3:40, Phillies, D-backs right here on ESPN Radio 620. So a shortened show tomorrow, so we'll be off the air at 3. Getting you ready. Yeah, no problem with that. I'm not complaining. Got Phillies on the airways. Love it.
Shoot, I just start getting loosened up into that third hour, man.
And then Saturday, Sunday, early games, 10:05, 10:35 on Arizona Sports. Suns are tomorrow night on the mothership at 7:30 from Los Angeles. So there you have it.
All right, guys, our State 40 Roofing. Get your call question of the day. All you have to do is call State 40 Roofing today for a free roof inspection before leaks heat. Keep your roof sexy with State 48 Roofing, Arizona's #1 referred roofer. Visit state48roofing.com or call them at 480-268-4509, 480-268-4509. Okay, all I have to do is just go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter or @Roc and Manuch on Instagram. What percentage of a chance do you give the Suns to make it out of the play-in games? Number 1, 100%. Number 2, 75%. Number 3, 50%. Or 4, 25%. Again, just go to @Roc and Manuch.
Sorry, but I got.
Where you going, Rock?
I got to go 25. Yeah, it's because of injuries.
Yeah.
Lack of defense, lack of rebounding,
fourth quarter. I think they're out of gas.
I went 50, just hoping that because they begin next Tuesday, that you have Mark Williams.
By the way,
back.
excuse me, we'll be at Biggs next Tuesday for the Suns playing.
Oh, okay.
So Biggs are like, hey, let's have you out on
Sure.
Tuesday.
That's
So,
great. We'll be there.
Why not?
Okay.
I'm going to go 75%.
Wow.
75%. I feel like
Homer
everybody.
Radio.
Yeah,
That's it.
Homer Simpson. That's me for sure. All right. All right, there, lads. Which way the people go?
That was dumb. Like, that's something you would say.
Half the fans agree with you, Manuch.
Homer Simpson. Yeah, that's
No, I would not say that.
It's nothing to do with Homer Simpson when you say Homer Radio.
We had a.
It's just
I agree.
We had a drop many years ago. All right, which way they go there, lads?
50% of the people have 75%. The other 50 have 50%.
Wow.
Concerned. I hope.
So we got some
everybody is
optimistic
healthy.
fans here.
Yeah, I just hope that they can go to that game. It looks like it's probably the Clippers for the first game. I just hope everybody's healthy, everybody's rested. But I think the biggest thing, Jimmy, you bring this up, is rebounding.
Yep.
Big boys. The Clippers are starting to play pretty good basketball.
They're not bad. Yeah, they're not bad.
They've always been like the most underachieving team the last couple of years. And now that Harden's gone, and that's up to Kawhi Leonard, who seems to come alive in the playoffs. All of a sudden, he's healthy.
Manuch, he's played almost every
I
game this
know.
season. It's like shocking. What happened?
How about this? Wemby has to play at least 20 minutes the last game of the year to be considered for any award.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure you're talking about him being injured. I'm pretty sure he'll make a miraculous healing
Let me ask you.
to be healthy to go.
Just is in the starting lineup. Is there a minutes minimum to be?
I think it's got to go at least 20 minutes is what they were saying.
20?
Yeah, they were
A lot
reporting.
of guys don't even play 20 that play every day.
They said that they were talking about this. He's got to go at least 20 minutes the last game. So there's a criteria. At least they were saying on ESPN that he's got to play the last game and go at least 20 minutes to be eligible for any of the postseason awards that he's been touting the last, couple weeks.
Yeah, well, let me just say something quickly then about the MVP. These other people that
20 minutes.
All these people are saying, "Oh, it should be it should be SGA. It should be." No, they're not even close. The freaking Joker is averaging a triple-double. A triple-double.
It's the Steve Nash syndrome. You don't want to keep
I
giving it
agree.
to the same guy.
I agree.
Yeah, but he didn't win it last year, so I mean, it would be his third.
But he broke records for triple doubles.
I know, Manuch.
He broke Westbrook's record.
Why are people so stupid? It's that damn social media thing.
SGA.
Who's
talking? You're on social media all the time.
I just look at it for information as hard as prepping for the show.
Well, if it's
That's why I said.
But if it's information,
that's
and
how
it's
I
not
brought
good
that.
information, why do you go to that?
Well, because that's why I referenced it on this show, because the
you're
people who
you're
are
the guy-
voting
what-
have no clue what the NBA is about.
But you're reading the stuff.
I have to read it.
You don't
It's my
have-
job.
It's not your job to read
That's
social
my
media.
job.
You
My-
can do this show without social media.
Oh, I could, yeah.
So then
Maybe
it's not,
not
your job.
you guys, but I could.
You can easily. I don't watch that. I'm not on social media.
By the
I
way,
don't like that.
Luka had to play the last game he got hurt in to be eligible for MVP.
That is
he
correct.
had to play.
Yes.
Good for Adam Silver to put some time crunches on these guys.
Yep.
With this loafing and load management, what have you.
The Joker is the dude.
Hey, tomorrow will be a right turn. We'll catch up with Tom Lehman. He'll be at the Masters. Reggie Geary, former U of A Wildcat, put a wrap on the Cats. And then Scott Spreitzer talking about all the potential going on in the NBA coming up here over the weekend.
We should ask some UFC questions tomorrow, too, because Twin Peaks got UFC. I think it's 489 or 562.
628.
Yeah, I lost track 5 years ago.
All right, everybody have a great night. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 1 o'clock for Wright Toyota. Good job, lads. Lads, get through the week. What a short week for him. No show yesterday, no shoot Tuesday.
Slacker.
Easy
I don't mind it.
Of course you don't. All right, we'll see you back here tomorrow.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Bad driving habits are hard to break, but good driving habits are easy to form, especially when they can lead to a discount on your auto insurance. With Farm Bureau Financial Services, the safer you drive, the more you save. Drivers like you are saving an average of $320